Getting Grenada ready for the next level, it is the renewal of hope with the People's Vanguard, the new national party. And this Sunday, January 7th, the 2018 campaign kicks off at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. Come and join the people of St. David in lifting up the candidacy of Oliver Joseph. And also a special appearance by international gospel singer Bridget Blucher. Yes, Bridget Blucher comes to St. David with her powerful positive message. Also major addresses by Emmeline Pear, Peter David and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, plus the man of the moment, Oliver Joseph. It's a special candidate launch and a special concert from 5 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th at Bellevue St. David. The new national party says we can't sit down because the journey to prosperity and empowerment continues.
Grenada! Can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Getting Grenada ready for the next level, it is the renewal of hope with the People's Vanguard, the new national party. And this Sunday, January 7th, the 2018 campaign kicks off at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. Come and join the people of St. David in lifting up the candidacy of Oliver Joseph. And also a special appearance by international gospel singer Bridget Blucher. Yes, Bridget Blucher comes to St. David with her powerful positive message. Also major addresses by Emmeline Pear, Peter David and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, plus the man of the moment, Oliver Joseph. It's a special candidate launch and a special concert from 5 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th at Bellevue St. David. The new national party says we can't sit down because the journey to prosperity and empowerment continues.
Grenada! Can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Excuse me.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via www.hardtalkgrenada.com.
Grenada, 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 Grenada. Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Grenada, what you say? We can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank the bitter cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Palacor to Calvary, he took the walk for you and me. Then they nailed him to a tree. No, me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down. Excuse me. What do you say? We can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down.
And a good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique once again. It is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
And I am Devon Romain.
Happy 2018. Ollie, we make it.
Happy New Year. We made it.
We make it.
Fresh.
Yeah, we made it into 2018. If you're hearing us today, you've got to thank the Most High that you've made it out of 2017 and into 2018. Yeah, Devon, how was your holiday?
Quiet.
Yeah, quiet?
That's,
I could say the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't really have a chance to basically go out and do anything because of the...
I avoided town as much as possible.
And that's good.
all the crowds. I'm going to have to deal with a lot of crowds just now anyway. So, so as less as I try to avoid going into town and Grenville and so during the Christmas time. So I did what I had to do before, and I'm going to do the rest that I have to do after. But it's not easy to go and get tied up in town between 4,000 tourists and plus every Grenadian that realize 2 days, 3 days before Christmas.
They have to get every last little thing.
Tried to drive into town one day. Biggest mistake I made, man.
Forget that.
End up on the carnage for nearly half hour. Yeah. Wow.
So it was just out of this world over the holiday. So I tried. I stayed more home and relax, help with the house chores and so.
And
couldn't move about, and I couldn't move about much too because of the knee.
Yeah.
So I had to be very careful, and so what I did. But you know what? And that's just the knee.
Just gonna say a general Happy New Year to everybody, because if we start to call out individual names,
we aren't done.
This one and that one gonna say we leave them out.
Yeah.
So a general Happy New Year to each and every one of you.
Everyone.
And also let me tell you all one time, happy birthday, happy anniversary, Merry Christmas, happy election, everything in one. Happy christening.
Happy who?
Yeah, happy election.
Oh, okay.
Definitely coming this year. We know that for sure. We definitely know that he coming after Santa Claus. He coming this year.
That's why we nasty down.
We know for sure. So we nasty down. Because we know it coming. Yeah. So we say a very special greetings in general. I'm saying it now because in case your birthday is in let's say March. And forget to tell you happy birthday then. I tell you now, I tell you in advance.
Happy birthday for the next 3 months.
No, I tell you happy birthday for the rest of the year. So in case happy carnival and all. In case just don't get the opportunity to do it at the point in time, sending all the greetings for the year 2018 to you right now.
Yeah, bundle up in one.
Yeah, everything bundle up in one. And to everybody. This kind of thing about how could I answer 5,000 people on Facebook? Everybody want a personal greeting. We love you all. But I can't respond to everybody personally because every time you put on the phone is like about 20 more reaching within a couple minutes. So it was impossible to answer all of you. But again, Happy New Year to each and every one of you.
Every one of you. Happy New Year. And hey, lots in store for 2018.
Yeah. And even though we're playing this song,
Excuse me. What do you say? We can't sit down, sit down, sit down.
We can't sit down, but you see, we have to sit down because if we stand up, you all wouldn't see us on camera. So we have to sit down for this one while, but you don't have to sit down. You could get up wherever you are, make a dance, them kind of thing. Miss Cammy, good morning to you. Miss Cammy, go cuss me. I ain't passed by Miss Cammy for the Christmas,
So do I.
I ain't passed by her for the Christmas. But
soft.
Cammy, I was trying to avoid town as much as possible. Yeah, I didn't want to go in the Malaki. I tried to stay out of town as much as possible, and that is why you did not see me. Other than that, your boy would have passed by. Definitely I would have passed by. But I didn't even go in town. As I could avoid it, I avoided. Yeah?
I ain't making no excuse.
I saying it as it is. There's no excuse, it's truth.
I just couldn't come, baby.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, we gonna make
we
that
had
up.
to. Mommy George, you can't complain. Mommy George, I reached by Mommy George yesterday, boy. Yeah, Mommy George. She has a nice New Year thing she does with all the people in the area and so. And second year running, I was able to pass the GT. I don't know if you passed later, but you didn't pass while I was there. And I was supposed to go back, but I got tied up with 1 or 2 things, so I couldn't go back again. I passed twice, but I couldn't pass the third time. Yeah.
Hey, Madam Editor, good morning to you, baby.
Yes.
You in town. Good morning,
Madam
to
Editor
you.
here?
She's here.
Good morning, Madam Editor.
She's here. And hey, to my Karaku and Pidi Matnik Pasi. Good morning to all of you.
And we do hope that you all had a wonderful and a very, very, very peaceful Christmas and New Year's. As we had told you, we would not have been doing any program the week of Christmas. So last week we took a few days off so Devon could have gotten some sleep and I could have gotten some sleep. Yeah, and I make sure I take the sleep, eh?
Yeah, I ain't play that, no?
I ain't play that, boy. Watch.
Take all the sleep.
There's that indentation right now on my mattress, from where I lie down there and sleep, I ain't move, boy.
But to those who didn't have the chance as us to do all the sleep, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force, good morning to you, all the different divisions.
The customs officers and immigration officers who had an extra hard workload these past few weeks. And it continues because when I look on the port, I hear certain people saying, oh, you could go and play cricket on the port. I know what kind of cricket you go play on the port there.
Oh, in 2011 and 12 and so,
then,
cricket and so.
Right now, I pass by Blue Bubbles for New Year's breakfast. Is another tradition thing. But ding, even Leon, yes, even though you didn't see me, I passed there before you was there. That's how early I passed. I passed after 4 for New Year's breakfast. Yeah? You could ask the ladies. I was there, right? So I passed there. When I'm looking across the road, I see containers up, nearly about 5 or 6 containers up on top each other. Plus, over the past few days, I saw the car boat in and another container ship offloading. And I often hear the argument by some people when you speak about the activities that are taking place on the port. You hear some people saying, but what kind of shippiness is that? We are making no money off. What do you mean you're making money? It means that the average Grenadian has more spending power.
Yep.
Because people wouldn't bring in things that not selling. So it means that the average Grenadian has more spending power. And they can purchase different items because not all the containers bring in barrels.
No.
There were other stuff coming in for
lots of other stuff.
Yeah, for different organizations and groups and companies and so on. So it's not all a situation where it's just a bunch of barrels coming in. You know, I have my issues when it comes to the barrel thing. But I would encourage those of you that can send it. Yeah?
Of course.
If you could send it, that's your personal business.
Send it.
My thing with it is I look at it simply that if, let's say, 10 Grenadians decide that they're going to fill a barrel, and a barrel is about, let's say, $500 or whatever to fill, that's $5,000 to the American economy and not the Grenadian economy. I, in my view, would have liked to see that money sent to Grenada and spent in the supermarkets here and with the buses and so here. And that's just 10 Grenadians, and we know it's not 10 that send. So if you multiply that, you're speaking about millions of dollars that are going into the U.S. economy that could have been going into the Grenadian economy. So for each barrel that comes, that money is circulating in Uncle Sam's economy and not in the spice country. Yeah? Where it could have been circulating here, and millions of dollars. We understand all the different aspects of it. The aspect of it's cheaper for many of the items there. You buy it for $1, $2, cents even for some items that would cost you dollars down here. We understand all of that. But in instances where you can, we advise send the money down to Grenada. Let the money circulate in the Grenadian economy. Let it create a job for a youngster who is working at Food Fair, or who is working at Foodland, or who is working at, what's Kenny's place again? Calico. Or who is working at Andals, or wherever, SOG Foods, wherever it is. Let it create an opportunity for another young person to find employment, and not even just a young person, a middle-aged and even an elder person, to find employment here in Grenada, instead of creating those employment opportunities and enriching another country. That is my main problem with it. Yeah? You hear people talking about free barrel, free barrel, free barrel. I have that problem. Yeah? I have that general problem with it. I don't know about you, Devon. I don't have a problem.
No, I mean, it's a tradition with people, do that every year. But again, when you look at the reality of it, your way of reasoning is something that we have to consider, as we go forward, because we need to build on our economy in whatever way we can. And that is one of the ways that we can do it during the course of the year, not just the Christmas time or the Carnival time, but during the course of the year, persons, used to sending barrels and so send the cash,
and we have to start to phase out of that. We have to build our own. Yeah, we have to start to build our own economy. We have to build our own economy.
Definitely.
Yes, you're already contributing to the US and the Canadian and the UK economy as it is. But if you find an opportunity to help your own economy, because remember, when you said food stuff down here, it means less people have to go to the supermarket, less have to go to the village shop. So we are actually damaging the local economy. Where someone could have bought something down here, they are going to receive it, and they don't have to spend that money in Grenada again. So we're actually affecting the supermarkets here, and we're affecting the stores here, we're affecting all of those here. Yeah.
You see, even because most of the times, most people, they save the $2,000-3,000 and they go to United States, Canada, London, whereby and shop. And as we say, that's money that's going into these countries' economy, not ours.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to do the exchange. Yeah.
And those of you that get a barrel, please, let me tell you all something. Understand that what some persons have had to go through to get that barrel to you. They've had to go through feet of snow, especially those in Canada. I feel sorry for them. When I hear in minus 20s, I feel extreme. No, I could understand why Madam Editor come. Yeah, minus 20s. Yeah, and those in New York, and even those in upstate New York who have had to go through 5 and 6 feet of snow and that sort of thing. These are the conditions that many of these individuals who are outside of Grenada have to work in on a daily basis. Yeah, extreme temperatures and so. And after they go through all of that, for somebody not to be gracious or not to be thankful for what they have sent for them is a serious thing.
It is.
Yeah, so please, we need to be thankful and we need to be gracious
very
to
much
those
so.
who have taken the opportunity. Those in the UK, I don't know if snow falling there yet, but I know for Canada it's real bad. And I know I'm hearing them crying every day. And those in New York, I know it's terrible. Yeah? And they have to go to work in that. They can't say, okay, it's snowing today, I'm not going to work.
They have to.
You better get a shovel.
They have to. They ain't have a choice.
Better change the tires.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, hey, Sheldon, it is the second day of the new year. And so many things to talk about, so many things to do. All right? I mean, it's just heating up. All right? Good morning to all the teachers and the nurses and so, especially the teachers who have just returned to school with our children. Some of the school children, they are mad, Sheldon. Right after New Year's, they got to go back to school. It's about the first time I think that ever happened here. If I'm not mistaken, correct me. Anybody correct me?
I can't remember.
Right after the New Year, we usually have a couple of days or a week at least, you know, to play around. But this time, it's right after the New Year, the first day. But it's good anyways. When the parents go to work, the children go to school.
Yeah.
You know?
So over the holidays, any issues that you heard about, anything that came up?
Well,
Been hearing
not.
one or two?
I mean, people had fun, and so they did right. But one little thing I had a smile about though. I was looking at a video with
No, another video with me, no?
No, another fella, a kind of bald fella, somewhere in the northeast, boy. That man going up a little kind of hill, a little step, with a big basket on his back, and so when he should be holding his waist like, and he blowing. I was like, what going on? When I look good, who you think I see there?
The
Who you think?
political leader, the
Hey, Papa.
Good
I was
morning
like,
to the political leader of the National Democratic Congress.
Good morning to you, Senator
Yeah.
Burke.
Happy New Year to you and all your members.
And all the soldiers of the
Yeah.
NBC.
Good morning to each and every one of you.
Each and every one of you. And I know you guys are preparing for a battle that you have already lost. But
Yeah, fight on.
you got to fight on,
Fight
you
on.
know?
Hey, let me say
Yes.
good morning to my brother, Neil. Good morning to you. Good morning to Jamila and the boys. Hope all of you are having a wonderful morning this morning. Yeah. Yes, bro. Happy New Year to you. Yeah, I must say, I'm a brother, as in my blood, but same mother, same father. So I have to tell him good morning, right? Nice, good. Right. To Neil, Depot, good morning to you all. Leslie, got an opportunity to see Leslie over the holiday season. My good partner, you know, both of us used to train together.
What?
Yeah.
And Leslie, I want to apologize. I was supposed to meet Leslie on Wednesday. As a matter of fact, we were supposed to communicate with each other. But I had to go to the hospital and I totally forgot. When I remember, he had already left.
Yeah, because he left the
Thursday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
The
Thursday he left.
Thursday he left.
But I think I
yeah.
met him on the Wednesday.
On the Wednesday,
The day before he left is
The day
when I
before.
make a little line with him.
But that's when I had to meet
As
him.
I say, I
in
know
St.
Leslie. Me and
George's.
Leslie used to do martial arts together. Yes, I used to do martial
My
arts
bro,
together.
my apologies. I really sorry that we didn't have a chance to meet each other. But you know what?
I think we should release one of the campaign tunes today.
Yeah, I think we should kind of warm it up, put a little heat on it again, and let the pot get a little hot.
Yeah, we go release it.
Yeah, we go release that thing. But
at 11?
Yes, at 11.
At 11 we go bust
we clock
one
in.
of the campaign tune.
Yeah, one of them.
One.
You know?
One alone today. One.
Only one.
And don't be too greedy because we're not giving any more. one alone today. That's all we're giving today.
And all the time we've been quiet and humble and thing, but we're just taking it easy. Respect for those who want to have fun. And so, but you know what? The 2nd of January 2018, it has begun. Yeah, ain't no stopping now. We keep on moving. As of this day until that day. When that day is, Doc alone will say, but we are on the move. All right? And ain't nobody going to stop us. Riding right through. You know, but Sheldon, over the holiday, there have been so much talk about, bad talk of the Grenadian economy and the leadership of the government and of the party and everything. So much bad talks. And so, but we leave that for the people to decide. But what I really want to...
Brother, it's that one I must talk about.
Yeah, well...
It's that one I must talk about.
You know?
I know how you're going to, but I must talk about it.
Well, hey, so tonight, better I give you the first crack of it.
No. Let me let you start and then I will follow up. I'm making sure I line up the tune properly and thing here.
One of the things that I've noticed, and it's continued and it's expected, we have warned you last year about the mood that the NDC will take in terms of their propaganda and everything like that. And you find so many misleading things that have been said about this government and what is going on in Grenada. It's amazing, but what strikes me most of all is when the leadership of the National Democratic Congress and its surrogates and its activists and so go around during the holiday time trying to convince visitors and persons who are returning nationals for holidays, and so trying to convince them that there is nothing going on in Grenada. I feel so ashamed for them, because persons had the opportunity to take their time and go around Grenada and see over the last 4.5 years the pace and the rate of development that has been taking place in our country. Right? It's unquestionable.
The thing with that, Devon, again, is that they've been doing that sort of thing, and the people have seen for themselves.
Oh yes.
The people have seen for themselves. So it's like, yeah, I heard of several instances of individuals who came into the country and they say, no, but we've been hearing X, Y, Z, and look, that is not the case.
You understand? They keep running down the health system, the system in our country, so much malice and so much false things that they are saying about what is going on in Grenada, about our health system. You understand? But the Grenadian people who are accustomed and aware of what is going on in Grenada, right, will rebuke them for that, because they are seeing the daily improvement in our health sector, right? They have been seeing the improvement in the different health centers around Grenada, the services that are being provided by the Ministry of Health and this government. You understand? It cannot be denied, right? You have been hearing less and less complaints, right, of the type of service or the number of services that are being offered. People, yes, it is not the best, right? And we have a long way to go. But we are moving. We are not sitting down and say, oh, this health center is that. No, look at the new wing of the hospital. After the National Democratic Congress has left everything on the ground stagnant for 4 years, it took the guts and the commitment, right, of this government to decide, look, we have to continue to improve on the health sector of our country, hence the reason why we must continue to develop. The new wing of the hospital is a typical example. Look at the services that have been provided in different health centers. Right? It must be noted. For so long we have been silent about some of the things that have been provided by this government, especially in health. Look at the Maribor Hospital. 4 years ago, you would not have get the type of services that you're getting there now. St. Andrews people are proud of it. But we got a long way to go. We got to keep moving.
Well, see, outside of that, and I'll say this, and we'll continue with this theme because it is exactly the election theme of the National Democratic Congress. The NDC is running a campaign based on F&F. Yeah? Fantasy and fiction. Yeah? Fantasy and fiction. That is what the NDC is running a campaign on. Yeah? Hey, morning to you, Hugh. Right? So they're continuing to run a campaign based on fantasy and fiction. I would have loved them to run one on fact, but they have not been running anything on fact. I'd like to say FFF from the LLL, but I can only say that they have been running a campaign based on fantasy and fiction. And our good friend Mr. Watts is saying a special good morning from a very freezing New York. Yeah.
Boss, I can understand.
Yeah, my brother told me to keep my share from the lime. Yeah, everybody was home by you yesterday, brother. I hope all you keep my share in shoot. I will come for it just now. Right. But fantasy and fiction. And when I say fantasy or fiction, let's understand the context in which we're speaking. Fantasy. They actually believe that they're going to win the general election. That's a fantasy. Yeah? They're fantasizing of all who they're going and do all sorts of wickedness if they get the opportunity to get in office. If it's not to deport me, if it's not to kick Cammy out of her little business that she has, if it's not who they're looking at your vehicle and you're seeing members of that organization passing and telling you, as soon as the election done, I just collecting the key for that car. Imagine, it's come to that by members of the NDC, that they're looking at people that are driving government vehicles with government jobs, drivers on behalf of the government of Grenada, and telling them, don't worry, as soon as the election done, we come in and collect that key from you, because you ain't going to be walking there again. Fantasy. Very negative fantasies, but fantasy with no basis in reality. No basis in common sense. And now another brother jump on. Morning, Gavin. Yeah. But these things are not based in fact. They are based in fantasy. You have the people who are daydreaming about it taking how much seats and what they're going and do to this one. Not a group of people that are saying that, look, this is our plan to fix the economy of Grenada, if the economy of Grenada wasn't already being fixed. This is not a group of people that are saying, well, healthcare has been brought to this stage, being honest enough to admit that healthcare has improved in Grenada, it's gotten to this stage, and this is where we're going to take it from here to the next level. No, they're not coming to you and say that. The only thing they're coming to you and do is threaten who they're going to do things. In other words, the malintent, the evil intent of the leadership of the NDC is beginning to seep down to those people I love so very much, the membership, rank and file of the NDC. Yes, I love you. Never had a problem with you, and I always say that, and I've always said that. We don't call you needy and greedy.
No, we don't.
We don't call you stupid. If you support the NDC, that's your business.
Of course, that's a
You're
choice.
not uneducated. You're not stupid because you support. You may have different realities to what I see, because there's none so blind as he who will not see.
Exactly.
He who refuses to see. There's none so blind as he who just refuses to see. So I can't blame you. Maybe you're seeing something that I can't see, or maybe I can't see something that you're seeing. It could be any situation. I wear glasses. Maybe my vision isn't as the same as yours.
Yes.
But no one will be upset for you for being a member of that organization.
Nope, can't.
But don't allow that hatred, that xenophobic, disgusting hatred that is circulating among the leadership of the NDC. Don't let it filter down to you. When the NNP people coming out and they're campaigning and they come into your area, if you don't want to speak to them, tell them politely, listen, I'm an NDC supporter. I'm not really interested in what you have to say.
Fine.
If you want to listen, you listen. And you engage them in conversation and ask questions. And I say the same thing to the NNP supporters. When the NDC campaigners are coming to your home, don't sick dog on them. Don't throw nothing on them. Speak to them, because we are all Grenadians. If you don't want to listen to what they have to say, you're not interested, tell them plain up, I'm not interested. They can't do you nothing for that. listen, I'm busy. Or if you even want to tell them you're busy, listen, I'm just not interested in hearing what you have to say. Yeah. You tell them that, and that's the end of it. But don't hate anybody because of what political party they support.
We are all Grenadians.
I often say, and Devon could bear me out on this, me, Sheldon, would have been one of the most loved persons by the National Democratic Congress had when the point when I was coming out of the Senate, I said, to hell was the New National Party, and I started to bad talk Dr. Mitchell, and I started to bad talk the party, and I started to run my mouth on the New National Party, and I said, well, okay, I'm coming over to the NDC. All you who's playing, all you hate me right now would have loved me. And all you can hate me as much as you all want, I still love you all.
I love will always be. Well, they know that
I grew up
with me.
in a family of love who were taught not to hate anybody. Not to hate anybody. I grew up in a family of love that was taught not to hate people. If Devon had remained Comrade Devon within the rank and file of the NDC, none of you would have a bad thing to say about him right now.
Nope.
You would have love him, love him, love him, love him, love him. If Honorable Peter David had stayed within the rank and file of the NDC, all you would have love him, love him, love him, love him, love him, love him. If Camille did stay within the NDC, all you would not pass and throw word for her. All you would not be threatening her that all you go in and take she place. All you would not be doing all of that. All you would have love her, love her, love her, love her, love her, love her. But you know what? Because people have a different perspective to some of you, you want to hate them. I'm saying to you, that can't move our country forward. We have never preached hate on this program. They can repeat it, they can say it as much as they want. We do not preach hate on this program. We speak facts. We don't speak hate. While the other side wants to deal with fiction and fantasy, we deal with facts. So they can deal with their fiction and fantasy on their daily programs, on their platforms, on all media, on social media, wherever. Because, for instance, I saw two persons who were candidates of the National Democratic Congress in the 2013 election. One is still a candidate for the upcoming election, and they're trying to circulate that the New National Party take out this big thing to borrow a set of money. Let me clarify something here, because you know what is really frightening? What is really frightening is that people who have put themselves up for office in this country don't even understand how governments run or how a budget is passed. So there is a budget sitting. At the end of the budget sitting, you have where you are told there's the allocation, the loan authorization that comes at the end of every budget debate. It came at the end of the budget debate when Nazim Burke was the Minister of Finance. It comes at the end of every budget debate. So, you have the budget is put forward, you debate the budget, and you pass the budget. But then, to be able to finance the budget, you must pass the budget authorization, loan authorization. It has happened since independence. It just happened again. But you have people who's saying that they want to run this country and don't know that that does happen. In other words, you have the budget, and the budget documents, to those of you, the real budget document is this size. This is the budget from, this is one of Senator Burke's budget. So this is from the year 2010. This is what a budget document looks like. This one runs into 400 plus pages, 463 pages. Yeah? That's what the budget document looks like. There are those who want to keep you ignorant, so they will not inform you of things like this. This is the 2011 budget. Yeah? This one ran into how much pages? 470 pages. This one, the infamous, and I say infamous.
What of all budget?
Yep, 2012 budget delivered by Senator Burke. This was the first $1 billion budget for Grenada. Look at here.
Bacchanal budget.
Yeah, look at it. Look how thick it is. It's right here. This one ran into how much pages? Let me see. Yeah, this one ran into 493 pages.
Wow. So
that is what the budget document looks like. It's not a little book. It's not a speech. This is the budget of your country. In this, it says how much a teacher at what grade receives and how many teachers we have at that grade, and therefore how much money per month and for the year has to be spent on that category of teacher. It also says if some of those categories are open, so you put money for it and you hire people into those positions. It says how much positions will be retired. It says everything in these documents. After this document is okayed in Parliament, you have to okay the government being able to secure the money to complete the budget. So you have money which would come from money that would be generated in Grenada through the port, through tourism, through different aspects, through the Ministry of Finance when people pay their taxes and your different things like that. But outside of that, you would have to take loans. And it happened in the 2012 budget. So those talking now don't know what they're talking about. And what is frightening about that is these people saying they want to run this country. But they don't know that. Where was Senator Burke when that was being passed? Where was Senator Bernardine and where was Senator Vincent when it was being passed? Were they not in Parliament? Did they not know that this is something that happens every single year, that you have a budget, and that this was done even in this $1 billion budget? Apart from that, they said they would find some money and they couldn't even say where they was getting the money from. Some $130-something million could not, they couldn't say in their accounting. They do a $1 billion budget, but you're short by $130-something million and they can't say where it was coming from. So is it a situation that they are just willfully trying to mislead people? This one and all of these, when they were complete, they had the authorization bill. The authorization bill simply gives the Minister of Finance the right to spend money, but also to negotiate with different agencies. The Caribbean Development Bank, for instance, the Grenville Market Square project, the Grenville Abattoir project, and so the Minister of Finance could not just go to the CDB and get that money and spend it. It has to be authorized through Parliament. So those things were done through loans. That has to be passed through Parliament. And in the same way that it is happening now, that the government, has passed that loan authorization, and together with the Fiscal Responsibility Act, which puts a strict limit as to how much money you are able to borrow at any point in time. All of these, in fact, it doesn't look like these people have been listening to Parliament.
Well,
and they want to run the country?
I'll tell you what, in my own conclusion with them, they have basically, they know what is the inevitable. And they understand that, look, doing something like that could only create panic and chaos within the country. Because we in a situation whereby, okay, election is close, and we just came out under a structural adjustment program successfully, homegrown, and everything like that. And we have set ourselves targets and we have limits. Now they're coming up with that propaganda of Grenada going and borrow, how much $1 million to do this and to do that. They are trying, and deliberately so, trying to create a sort of panic, and so within our country. Because that is what they strive on. Right? They strive, right, on when people panic. They strive on things like chaos, right, confusion. That is where they get their energy from. And so, right, when they try to mislead people and so on, not tell them the truth, that is why they are where they are right now.
And they have a very long time
to be
there.
there.
Doesn't want us to be begging. You have about 25 more years
to
at least to continue to beg. Let it continue. Yeah, because it is clear. This is how government funds the budget. Part of it comes from your money that you raise on a monthly basis to be able to meet different things. But when you have certain projects, you negotiate for loans for those projects at the lowest interest rates possible. Yeah? So even after you do that, you give the Minister of Finance the ability. You must pass that after each budget. And that is something that is really worrying me, that these individuals who say that they are the experts in relation to this thing, and the political leader of that party was a former Minister of Finance on 2 occasions.
Twice.
That ought to know, because he did it here, he did it there, and he did it there. And 2 times before that, I think. Yeah, 1 time before that. Yeah. That he did it. Yeah, he done it. That knows that that must be done. Ain't straightening out the troops and say, while you're talking is tripping, don't go down that line.
That's why he likes that. He likes to thrive on the chaotic and have people in ignorance. You see? When you have people like that, he and his executive can control their movements, their thoughts, and everything. That is what they are about.
Loan authorization. So in other words, okay, let's see. What's a major project that government has? There's a road project, I believe, that has to be done. Let's for instance, the CCC project. Now that is a project that you get money and so on from the United Arab Emirates or Kuwaiti Fund.
Kuwaiti Fund.
Right,
yeah.
so you get money from the Kuwaiti Fund. In order for the Minister of Finance to be able to get that money from the Kuwaiti Fund, the Parliament of Grenada must give him permission. Yeah, it must give him permission to get that. Let's say we have to rebuild one of our health centers or so, and you're getting that funding from the Caribbean Development Bank. In order to receive that funding, your Minister of Finance must be authorized by the Parliament to negotiate and get that. And after he has negotiated and he got it, he still has to bring it back to Parliament for it to be passed, you know. So it's not a situation that government just going off and borrow a certain amount. No, it's not a situation like that. We have a caller. Let's take our first caller for the year.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Happy New Year to you guys.
Same to you.
Happy New Year to you.
You know, I listened to the budget and the representative for Guelph, Senator Vincent, and you know, he said that he don't see nothing wrong with the airport. But the airport need a lot of development because you know why? When I see how much private jets that park up in the airport, you don't even have space because, you know, so much. So we must develop the airport so we could get more private jets because more might want to come. But because we don't have enough space, we know we cannot pack up the runway because we had them big flight to come. So when he's saying that the airport need to stay so, he's just joking, you know? I just want to know if these people getting crazy because it's good that we getting all these private jets because people will get business and, you know, people will buy things. They will cater for the plane when they're leaving and everything. So I just want to thank Dr. Keith Mitchell and his team for what he have done to Grenada. And I pray God that he will bless them, that next election we will be successful.
All right, thank you very much.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good day.
All right. And you see, that one on the airport I'll come to in a while. But it's very easy to understand. The Minister of Finance is not a law unto himself. The Minister of Finance cannot simply just go to, let's say, the UK government and tell them that, okay, we need a loan for that amount of money. No. They have to be authorized, not by cabinet, you know, by Parliament. And it must go through both houses. So it must go through the lower and the upper house. And I can say that because as a former member of the upper house, I myself was there when the loan authorizations were passed. And in fact, some of the first documents we had in front of us when we went into office in 2013 were loans that were secured by the former administration and had to be passed in Parliament. Yeah, let's go to the phone line.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, my dear.
And Happy New Year. I was trying to be the first caller, but that didn't quite work.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what...
Happy New Year to you and Devon.
Happy New Year to you, my dear. That's what you get when you didn't spend Christmas with us.
Yeah,
I know, but I spent New Year's, so that counts.
Try to get frostbite and all kind of things. Go ahead, get frostbite.
No, it was blisteringly cold.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Our friends... Digale and Kathy and all of them. Don't let them fool you. You know, they're freezing their tushes off. Last week was cold. And I hear it's even colder this week. So I'm very, very happy to be back.
Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you. So how's it going?
Well, we're there enjoying the first day, and hoping that for the first working day of the year that we continue to have good news.
Oh yes. At least from our end.
Yep.
Work progresses as normal. The Prime Minister and his ministers are in cabinet today. And he was here bright and early, 7:15, as always, starting the year off right. And, I think this is going to be an interesting month. An interesting month ahead. We have all the other political things to do as well.
Including Brother Ollie on Sunday in Bellevue.
Exactly. The first launch of 2018 would be Brother Oliver Joseph. As we know, that's Bellevue playing field on Sunday. Then right after that, on the 11th, I think Thursday the 11th, we have Minister Boson in St. Patrick's West. Then soon after that, on the 14th, we have our Southie, Minister Steele.
Yep.
So we have some bumper launches coming up. And Sunday, you see, we have a gospel artist coming in, Bridget Blucher.
And we just say it in the Gary days, we say a jumbo meeting.
A jumbo meeting, exactly. Starting the year off right.
Oh, yes.
So we're all looking forward to that. I imagine at some point, soon as PM was promising everywhere he went for the Christmas holidays, he was giving these teasers to people, telling them as soon as Santa goes back to the North Pole, he's going to have something to talk to them about. So let's see what that is and when that is. But I think we're all looking forward to it. Get it over with and, get back to work.
Yeah.
Or continue working. So.
And some people, political careers, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could say that. You can't say that.
We said some people. You didn't call names, right? So.
I will call names just now. Don't worry.
It's interesting, too. I got back here. Once again, I'm hearing this rumor about PM being sick. Did you guys hear this one?
Yeah, I heard that one.
Stroke. Then they moved it to, I think today someone said it's prostate. It's not stroke, it's prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Where do they get these things? And why would you make these up? Especially when we know. I mean, PM has an aged mother. We have to keep that in perspective. An aged mother, he has a number of aged followers. When they blow up his phone or my phone or anybody's phone to try and find it, these things affect these people deeply,
Mm-hmm.
And I think, he could care less what people say about him or his health or so, but I think we have to be very careful when we're out there spreading these rumors that we take people's families and so into consideration. I think if PM was sick, the nation would have known, because clearly he wouldn't be able to perform certain duties and he would have sent a statement out to say that. I don't know, it seems as though it's almost like every carnival, every Christmas in recent years, these rumors start circulating. And I don't know why, because you see PM all over the place anyway. So I think, whoever is spreading these things needs to remember there are certain things that are so easily proven false, it's not funny. I just thought I'd say that, as you mentioned.
It's very
politics.
It's very important that you say that, because we've heard that same tactic being used by the NDC over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
In the 2008 election campaign, the Honorable Gregory Bowen was supposed to be dying.
Mm-hmm.
In the 2013 election campaign, again, the Honorable Gregory Bowen, they had to fly him out, he had cancer, he dying, they had to get him out of the country, all kind of thing. We also remember, in the same 2013 election campaign, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell was not supposed to be able to travel to the United States. Was supposed to be big court case waiting on him up there and all sort of thing. So we always hear these sort of things coming up. And then being around with Prime Minister during the time in opposition, around Christmas time especially, every single year, they would start to throw these things out about, he collapsed, or he's sick, or he fall down, or they fly him out, and this sort of thing in government again every Christmas. And as you said, every carnival too. They start circulating these things.
No, they continue to propagate these, and it's sad because, again, like I said, it's forget about the Prime Minister so much because he's used to the rumors. It's when the rumors affect his mother and all the other elderly supporters that he has, to the point where they say, "Oh, I nearly fall down when I hear Prime Minister sick. I nearly fall." I'm like, "Oh dear God, Lord, don't do that. Please don't do that. It's not fair, and it's not compassionate."
But it's not. It's not about fair game for these guys. You know, they out to basically disrupt, right, and destroy the smooth flow of Grenada's progress.
Yes.
And hey, you know.
But again, you have to invoke the words again of former President Obama and even Prime Minister here, and we hear a number of other leaders saying the same thing. It's one thing to attack candidates and politicians themselves. It's another thing then to go attack their families, their health, because especially with rumors. If it's something that's tried and proven or true, it's one thing. But when you do all these rumors, we saw Kendra getting it earlier or late last year, and all these other people. We saw Minister Pierre gets it against our family.
But we know there's more
these
of it to come.
Innocent people in the stories.
But Keisha, we know there's more of it to come, because the only thing that the NDC has to campaign on is fantasy and fiction. So it's what they're fantasizing about. Some of them are having simply wet dreams about who and what they're going to do things to if they get the opportunity. And then there's the fiction part of it. You're seeing Dr. Mitchell walking through Grenville, yet still the same executive members of the NDC in the Grenville area circulating the rumor that the man is ill.
Yeah.
So it's the fiction part of it. Yes, part of it is fantasy because they would love that to happen. But a large part of it is fiction because they know it's not true, yet they circulate it. I was just speaking about the budget loan authorization and them attempting to give the impression now that something out of the ordinary is being done. Every year you pass your budget, and after you pass the budget, you have to authorize the Minister of Finance to raise the funds to cover the budget.
Yeah.
Senator Burke, when he was Minister of Finance, went through the exact same process. No one cried foul. Nobody even cried duck or turkey.
There's nothing. It's not an anomaly at all. This is standard procedure.
Because you have to authorize him to raise the funds to cover the budget. You must do that. The only way that he can raise funds outside of that authorization is if there's a natural disaster, in which case the Fiscal Responsibility Act also comes into play because it still limits the ability to borrow during that situation.
And we saw what happened last year in true transparent form, even when they had to add the supplementary allocations, appropriations bill. When new monies entered the system that they had not budgeted for, and they had to go and incorporate it.
And those were
grants. Again, it's not the Minister of Finance acting alone. We always have to remind people of that. There is this perception, any time they say authorize, Parliament gives the Minister the authorization. They take it as though it's some one-man show happening behind the scenes. The Minister operates within the context of Cabinet as authorized by Parliament. So,
as Minister, you can't just decide that you're going and do something.
Exactly.
There must be a Cabinet conclusion in relation to that particular activity that you as Minister are carrying out. So all the members of Parliament, or of Cabinet, or the majority of members must agree.
They have, exactly. But and these are things that are well known, but of course, this is to twist it, give the nation some sort of twisted view of what is happening, as though this is so they love to say, the only thing they say is that Kit Mitchell is a corrupt. That's the idea. Kit Mitchell and Gregory Bowen are corrupt. The same song over and over. I think we've seen, the nation has proven that joke for several elections now, and they're still going on the same tune.
And it's amazing because it says that they have nothing to campaign on, that they have to start the personal attacks, not even fact, but fiction and fantasy. They have to start the personal attacks. And they have to create non-existent things.
And come up with a plan, come up with a solid game plan to take this nation forward. They had 5 years, almost, and they haven't done anything. They're still coming here with the same campaign, the same campaign messages that proved them a failure in the last round. They're here with it again.
Briefcase. We want them repeated. Briefcase.
Briefcase.
Say it for us.
Briefcase.
Briefcase.
Corruption and briefcase. That's why every week you see they're supporting, well, not supporting, but promoting these fake stories that come out about something about a diplomatic passport. Every week is just one angle they're going on to try and hope something sticks as it relates to corruption as tied to the NNP government.
But not only that, it's the perception of the NDC when they have these fantasy stories that they continue to tell the average Grenadian, don't listen to anything the government have to say. They're selling diplomatic passports. So government issues a release. It says we are not. A sitting member of parliament like Senator Burke or Senator Bernardine or Senator Vincent or any of the members on the other side can simply request through the parliament, give us a list of all the diplomatic passports. And it has to be. It cannot be hidden. It has to be given. They don't want to do that because they don't want to be proven as liars.
Yeah.
So Senator Burke will never do it because he wants to continue to lie to the Grenadian people. Senator Bernardine wants to continue to lie to the Grenadian people. Senator Vincent wants to continue to lie to the Grenadian people. So they will never go in Parliament and say, please present us with a copy of all the diplomatic passports that have been given, let's say in the last 4 years, in the last 5 years. They will not do it because they know that the list will prove that what they are saying is not true.
Exactly. And each of these stories, as they come out, we dispel it. But it just every couple of weeks you see them more and more. It's always by the same blog, same blogger. The opposition is always available for comment. And me, you know, I've been highlighted in the last one has been they reached out to me for comment. Ask them where, when, how. No one can answer that. Or they reach out to some government official for comment. Who is the government official? Nobody knows. We have answered it. When all of this has come out, we've answered it publicly over and over. But they're coming with it, hoping that somehow something will stick, and the Grenadian public will say, aha, here they are, corrupt again. We can tie them to this.
And that's a general
it is the season.
Fantasy and fiction. That's all that they have to offer. Fantasy. And I'll say it now to all the members of the NDC that I love so much out there, and I honestly love you all, that it's a fantasy to believe that your political leader will become prime minister in this country. That's fantasy. Yeah, it's fiction to believe that he speaks the truth, but it's a fantasy to believe that he will become the prime minister of Grenada.
Well, I think when we listen to his budget debate, the opposition leader's budget debate presentation,
his goodbye speech.
Hit and run.
If we weren't convinced before, I think we can all be convinced now. It was so empty of substance that if this is what you're delivering as the opposition leader, you're put there to mind the people's business, and this is what all you did was try to dispel the budget, try to give some distorted figures that had nothing to do. I mean, when you saw him talking about the unemployment rate and the reduction and trying to say that the labor survey was done during debushing, I mean, come on. We all know when the debushing period is. We know, and then even that was not adding up with the figures that he gave, because if they did that during debushing, then the unemployment rate should have fallen quite a bit more, right? So even that, just everything about it was just standing there hoping to dispel every aspect of it that he thinks people will have to. But most Grenadians know better. Well,
the gentleman,
I'd like to say all at this time.
He was giving his goodbye address. What's your problem?
It was.
What I will see, he has created one of the biggest traffic violation, a hit and run. That's all he do. He come and hit in the parliament and he run away.
And then he left immediately. Well, in all fairness, you know, he had a death in the family.
Yes, and we don't understand that. But
it really was devoid of substance.
Strange enough, though, that the other two members of the Senate on the NDC card were not in Parliament when he delivered his soliloquy.
Well, when Parliament started, when the budget debate presentation started, there was no opposition member, including the leader.
Practice.
He came in after, and it was interesting. The president of the Senate pointed it out, as well as the leader of government's business. And so he came in sometime during the presentation by the leader of government. Imagine you're the leader of the opposition, you have to rebut on the presentation by the leader of government's business, and you're not there for the entire presentation.
But they're practicing not to be in Parliament. I keep telling everyone, don't be afraid when they're not in Parliament. They're just practicing not to be in Parliament. That's just practice.
Well,
they know the day will soon come.
to do the people's business, though. I mean, that's why you were appointed there for that. So we have to continue to hold them accountable.
I think one of them said they had to go and hang curtain or some kind of thing that way they couldn't come. Curtain and thing to go.
Well, I know last year one of the senators said, "What? It's an insult to have Parliament so close to Christmas because the women have to bake cake." Well, what are we?
It's an insult to women.
Advocating that we should shut down the country.
It's an insult to women.
Before Christmas, we're all partaking in Christmas. Women have to bake cakes and fix their homes.
Hey, man does bake cake too, you know. I take offense.
Christmas. This is not a holiday. You have to do your work.
She been paid. She been
paid
to work.
As a man, we does bake cake
just
and
like
bread
every
too.
other worker. So what? So if everybody in the public service decided we need to stay home and bake cake, well, how would the country run? It wasn't Christmas. It wasn't the holiday. You have holidays for that. You have evenings and so for that. But to advocate that, it just shows the level of the kind of thinking.
NDC style.
Yeah, it's a sad one, though.
Interesting.
And
but
to believe that such
look
persons...
forward to the year ahead. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of projects still ongoing, road projects and so that need to be completed. We have hotel projects scheduled to open in the first quarter of this year. We know about 2 weeks ago, or the week before Christmas, we actually, Prime Minister partook in the opening of, what's the name of it? Good Guy Apartments in Lansapane. Again, that's a 60-room hotel apartment project, like a local Grenadian, born here and everything, although he made, most of his money and his name out there, but he's back now investing in Grenada. So that project is opened. We have several others that were launched last year that are scheduled to be completed sometime this year, or different phases of it. So we have a lot of exciting things to come.
Indeed.
Exciting schools are being completed, everything.
I see 2 major construction projects taking place in the True Blue area, just at the before you go down to SGU. One, in fact, directly opposite to each other. 2 major projects taking place there as well.
Yeah. And we have several others in True Blue that we would have visited last year, and so went on the job site for them. There's the largest apartment housing project is in True Blue. I think it's a 72 or so room hotel, not a hotel, apartment building. Sorry. So there are a lot of things happening.
And you have the Calavini project taking place.
The point at PT Calavini is taking place. We have Nixon's project. I always forget the name of it. Inside True Blue, close to the entrance of SGU, that was launched last year. We saw the plant in La Sagesse. That processing plant in La Sagesse was opened the week before Christmas as well. So
there's also that fish processing plant.
These are not fictional, or these are not hoped for projects. These are all things that are on stream,
in Woodlands,
either opening or opened.
In Woodlands, there's also that project that's taking place after the Grenada Sugar Factory. I think it's a fish processing plant, I believe, right in front of Sugar Bowl there. There's that project that's taking place there as well. Yeah.
Okay. So you see, we have a lot. We have a lot going on, and I know currently they're completing some of the schools. Holy Cross RC School is well on its way. That's inside of Munich. Oh, and as we talk of Munich, it's near and dear to my heart. That's my birth village. The Munich community and the education community would have lost a stalwart on New Year's Day. The principal of St. David's Secondary School, I've known her all my life.
Kelly's.
Born and raised in Munich, Miss Miriam Kelly's, passed away suddenly. And that rocked the entire community. I know it definitely has rocked the St. David's Secondary School community. She has been there forever. She's been the principal now for a number of years. And it's really very sad, and we just want to extend sympathy to all those affected, because we know it's going to be a huge community. I saw that the GUT sent out a statement on it as well. So this one is a loss, especially since it was so unexpected. No one saw that coming, but that's death. Yeah. So I thought I'd just add that tonight is the 3rd night, so Hamlet and I are hoping to go up there and sympathize with the family.
Indeed. And we at Hard Talk offer our condolences to the family, as well as the students And the
students.
faculty of the St. David's
David's,
Catholic
yeah.
Secondary School.
Yeah, definitely so. So, I mean, the year has started, for some not so good and for others better, but we're all hoping to have a blessed and a successful 2018. You would have seen Prime Minister's end of year, or heard rather Prime Minister's end of year message. I prefer to call it New Year's message. I saw GIS label it an end of year message, but I guess it's one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
But he, did put out his message of hope and hope for the nation as we start this new year, thanking all the people who have contributed to where we are economically. We know the social partners. He extended his thanks to them again. He never misses an opportunity to thank them for their contributions. And he highlighted our sportsmen and women. I know in that last quarter of the year, we were hearing Grenada's name was top in a number of areas like cricket and swimming and so. So he was sure to highlight all of the sportsmen and women who would have contributed to that, to helping us have a bumper end of year and continuing to fly that Grenada flag. So we look forward to better things in 2018 and all hands on deck. And we're moving.
Yes.
We'll keep moving.
And let's keep moving.
Yes. Okay.
All right, my dear.
All right.
So have a good one, and we'll catch up.
All right.
Yeah, take care.
Happy New Year to everyone.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, and to the staff down there at the Prime Minister's Ministry, we say a very special good morning to each and every one of you. Devon, I think we had to play something. They played.
Are you ready?
Grenada ready for the next level. It is the renewal of hope with the People's Vanguard, the new national party. And this Sunday, January 7th, the 2018 campaign kicks off at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. Come and join the people of St. David in lifting up the candidacy of Oliver Joseph. And also a special appearance by international gospel singer Bridget Blucher. Yes, Bridget Blucher comes to St. David with her powerful positive message. Also major addresses by Emmeline Pear, Peter David, and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, plus the man of the moment, Oliver Joseph. It's a special candidate launch and a special concert from 5 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th at Bellevue St. David. The new national party says we can't sit down because the journey to prosperity and empowerment continues.
Grenada! Can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Excuse me.
Are you ready? Move it. Yes, we move it. Move it. NNP, we move it. Move it. Yes, we move it. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Old people, they say, back long time ago, if something can break, don't fix it, leave it so. And up to this day, this I still maintain. This is why I say, Nazim never again. Everybody know, about 6 years ago, where this country were, we can go back there no more. Not saying we reach, but we on that path. So let's keep moving with NNP. There is no turning back. Let the truth be told, one just can't ignore. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give me the duck now. One. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Public servant salary, that was on a hold. For them to get a dime, an asset must be sold. And even when they do, it always coming late.
Yes, indeed,
Don't you admit, all you couldn't operate. Investors' confidence, that was on a low.
All you feel is so.
Who could blame them? All you didn't know head from toe. In almost 5 years, not one capital project. Construction was dead. Now you're talking about just like if you forget. Let the truth be told, one just can't know. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give me the dance now. Move it.
Yes, folks, just remember it's happening this Sunday at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. It's the
5
launch
p.m.
of the Honorable Oliver Joseph. Yeah, man.
Don't stop, don't stop.
Let's just say it's the start of his second term as the parliamentarian.
Second term as the
Yeah.
All over the
The member of parliament for St. David.
But tell me this, please. Where was that carrying? When for
Also, Miss Bridget Blutcher, she's going to be there on Sunday.
so much
Contact your constituencies and thing, organize your local transport and thing, and up a road, eh?
Because we
Yeah.
now sit down.
Or down a road, eh? Yeah, we nasty down, yeah.
explain this to me. Why you send them home? All them in man needs and take away their salary. Let the truth be told, one just can't know. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We run the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. How are you?
Okay, and we lost that caller.
Yes, we moving, moving. Yes, keep moving, moving.
Yeah, I think we are enough for that one. We ain't getting them the whole thing. Yeah.
That's a tease of it.
We've got a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Morning.
morning, my brother. Happy
Hello?
New Year. Happy New
Yes.
Year to you, my brother.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, happy New Year to both of you all.
All right, thanks.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Sheldon, let us NMP 4 years with NDC 4.5 years. All right? But Sheldon, you have from an economy in free fall with years of negative growth, you have the fastest growing economy in the region. You have from high unemployment over 40% down to 20, but still too high. From not paying salaries on time and selling assets to be paying salaries on time, paying 50 million in back pay, paying increment from 2014 to 2016, and pay increases to public officers. From low investors' confidence to over 1 billion in private sector investment projects and a creation of thousands of jobs. From deficit to surplus, from political infighting to strong leadership and political unity, from 840 million of debt stock removed through debt restructuring with 500 million saved in debt repayment. Money saved can be spent on education, healthcare, our youth, etc. You have seen significant private sector investment in projects, over 1 billion in investment and thousands of job opportunity. You have the marina expansion, the world-class hotel resort, apartment and villa development, your expansion of retail mall, St. George's University expansion, your call center, your growth in tourism.
Partners, hold on. If I let you continue, you go talk for the rest of the day, no, so you have to wrap it. you have to wrap it.
I will stop here for today, brother.
Yeah,
There are a
because
lot of investment.
Right, but
Right?
if I let you
Brother
continue,
Sheldon,
you ain't
I'll
going to
say
finish
something,
today.
yeah?
Yeah.
I hear him very low. I'll do something. You see, in Natimbo, he lead NDC, and the train following. The leader lied, and then train continue to lie after the leader. What about a leader you set in for the other executive members? You're lying, so they continue to lie. And I do believe if they speak the truth, he will get rid of them. So they just have to continue to lie. And that's a bad example. He's setting because he can't speak the truth. He's a stranger of the truth, and then try and continue to do the same. Brother Sheldon Devon, you all have a wonderful day. God bless you all.
All right,
All right,
thank
my
you.
brother.
That list would not finish today. Take what I That list would not finish today.
Real.
Yeah.
You continue tomorrow again. Real thing. on
Save
that
some
list.
for tomorrow.
Yeah.
We have a few days well. Save some.
Because you have those who continue to say that ain't and nothing.
Yeah.
Sheldon Douglas go tell you.
Yeah, you tell you about it
that's
and
what
thing
you do.
again and yeah, we go run the tune again at the end.
Definitely.
We're running it now. And don't call me and ask me for the tune. I don't give in.
Good morning and welcome.
Yes, Devon, morning.
Good morning, my
Shalom.
brother. Good morning.
Right, so don't worry, Devon. You're going to see me again. I think started a trip for like 1 week because what I had to do, it didn't finish.
Oh, good.
Maybe this month I'll come for like a week or so.
And I really
Anyhow,
apologize for that.
Yeah, that's understandable. Anyhow, we're in transit.
Oh boy, we're
Barbados.
barely hearing you. We're barely hearing you. There's a problem with your phone, it seems. Hello?
Right.
You there?
No.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Just
Go ahead.
better, yes.
Right. So I was trying to get back at
Oh boy, you're breaking up again. You're breaking up. Here's what to do. Hang up and call us back.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get a better connection. All right, yeah. You might have to hang up and give us a call back so we could get a better connection on that particular call.
He's in transit somewhere around.
And we mentioned the airport a little earlier. And, you know, it's strange to me because when the first airport was being built, there would have been persons. You couldn't say it much under the then revolutionary government. There were persons who were against that.
Oh, most definitely.
Especially people from the St. Andrew area who would have seen that, listen, you're taking a major part of our economy away from us. Yeah? And we'll continue on that in a short while.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello?
All right, Tabby, can you guys hear me better now?
Yes. Okay, go right ahead. Yeah, you're in transit. Yeah.
Right. So I went in transit and I met this builder that I know, and we began chatting. And he told me that there is work in Grenada. Well, I said, well, I know the parliament is closing up, and I know the Silver Sand. So the man told me, he said, I'm not telling you what's finishing. I'm telling you about work that is going on. So from what I see, the little of what I see when I came in Grenada, I see work there making young ones, and I've been hearing otherwise that nothing is going on in the country. So, like, some people blind and they can't see, or something's happening, you know? But anyhow, it was good being in Grenada. I saw a lot. And I want to make this one statement before I go. I support Senator Buck with one statement that he made in that last sitting, that I don't think we should have a deputy of the FIU. I think we should have a director. Instead of having a deputy director, we should have a director. I mean, I know normally he speaks a lot of the but I start sitting and listening to it. I don't.
Oh boy, here it is again.
Is the right person to fix the job?
Oh boy, my brother, we're not hearing. I don't know, whichever area you're in, your cell signal is terrible in that particular area. So they're not hearing exactly what it is that you're saying. Yeah, I did hear you speaking to someone while you were in transit in Barbados, and they were telling you about the number of projects that are taking place in Grenada when you mentioned the Silver Sand. And so they told you not what's completing. You're talking about what's starting up and what's just beginning, not those that just finishing we're speaking about. So I did get that part from you. Yeah. But again, as we said, the NDC deals in fantasy and fiction. We deal in facts. Yeah. So we have a caller. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, brothers.
Hey, morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother. Happy New Year.
Well, good morning, and a special good morning and Happy New Year to your listeners, both yard and abroad. Now, gentlemen, let me run through this thing here quickly. I am more confident now than ever before. Because I have never supported a government with so much positives in the arsenal to unleash against their opponent. Now, in the northwest in St. Andrews, we are like a nuclear bomb waiting to explode. When we do explode, the radiation and shrapnel will contaminate the entire St. Andrews area in a positive way. Now, Mr. Scott, listen to this here. When you're talking to the NDC, now, 20 years now, 20 years, because I've been on the NDC platform since in 1995. 20 years now, the same thing has been told to the Grenadian people when election comes. Conmen, crooks, thieves, selling out our patrimony. Whilst our challenges become greater, the NDC is still stuck in neutral. They're revving up with no movements. National unemployment, the NDC, no solution. Youth unemployment, the NDC, no solution. Healthcare, no solution. Pension, no solution. Economic growth, no solution. Public servant increment, no solution. Hiring new nurses, no solution. Listen to this part now. The Bruce Street Mall project, the NDC, no. The cruise ship docking facility, no. Athletic Stadium, no. Silver Sands, no. St. George's Bus Terminal, no. Port Louis Marina, no. MBIA expansion, no. Ministerial complex, no. Sotter's Breakwater project, no. Brothers and sisters, tell me where Grenada would have been without such projects. How does the NDC expect us to give them a chance when they are not offering us any solutions to the problems that we face? How does the NDC expect us to vote for them when the present government that is in power have succeeded where they have failed? Gentlemen, have a pleasant morning.
Thank you, my brother.
But you see, it's simple. Fantasy and fiction. Because they have nothing that they can go on, they have to go into fantasy and fiction. They're daydreaming of... Listen, these guys are actually so power hungry that they're daydreaming about how they're going to pressure people like you, caller, and others. People who call programs, people who they perceive to be New National Party supporters or non-supporters of the NDC. They are daydreaming about how they're going to pressure people and what wickedness they want to do to people. Yeah, people who are non-Grenadians, the Guyanese community here, the Trinidadian community here, the Asian business community here, they are daydreaming about how they're going to mess you up, how they're going to deport who they want to deport and that sort of thing. Because that party, the leadership, is xenophobic. In other words, they hate people who come from other places, even if you are Grenadian. Once you were not born on the island, they don't like you. Yeah,
that is strange. Sometimes I wonder if Senator Nazim Buck, if persons, the organization he leads, they so think about where people comes from. I wonder if as Grenadians, if we were segregated from Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, if he would have been welcome on the mainland Grenada. I'm wondering if they're thinking of that. Because we are all Grenadians, right? We all. And I think we all want to see Grenada go forward. But when you hear statements coming from the leadership of the NDC about stopping everything that this government is doing and start all over, I mean, can you trust such leadership? It reminds you, right, of 2008, when the young people were promised they will not be sent home. And at the end of the year, 2008, right, they sent home every one of them.
Reality.
That's reality.
Fact.
Right? So imagine, when you hear the leader of the NDC talking about he is going to scrap and stop everything that this government is doing right now, you have to wonder the progress that this country has been enjoying for the last 4 years. Can't we afford to let someone as selfish as the leader of the National Democratic Congress and his executive come and stop it? No, we cannot allow it.
Let's look at the example here. They're saying that they're going to remove taxes. And when confronted by even members of their own organization as to, okay, which taxes?
They can't.
They can't respond.
They cannot.
You're saying that some taxes are overburdening the people of Grenada, and you're asked by the question, okay, you're saying that is overburdening the people. You're saying taxes are doing that, so you must have an idea of which taxes are doing that. You can't say that a man slapped your sister down the road, and then when you can't say which man it is that slapped you. She must know. She must be able to give a description.
Of course.
She must be able to say which one. Yeah? And you are not being able to say which one of the taxes or which ones are you going to remove. In other words, it's fantasy. Because it's a fantasy. Number one, you wouldn't get the opportunity to be there to be able to do that. And secondly, it's fiction because there are some that cannot be removed and ought not to be removed if one wants to see the economy continue to grow and continue to perform positively, you know that there are ones that you ought not to touch. Now, the New National Party, we could say which ones we're going to adjust and that kind of thing, and we have been saying that. We have already made adjustments to some of them already, and we'll continue to say that. Yeah, because we deal with fact and reality, not fantasy and fiction. Yeah, and continue to say that. They deal with fantasy and fiction. But back to the airport issue before we take some more calls. When it comes to the international airport, now remember, again, business community, St. Andrew area, would have said, you remove the airport from here, the volume of people that have to come up here will not be coming up, and some of our businesses will die, which in fact did happen to a certain extent.
Well, a fact.
Right? But on the reverse end, getting the airport into Grenada opened up Grenada to the world, so we could have had the big jets coming in. Remember, we even had the Concorde land in Grenada, so we could have the big jets coming into Grenada, and so not that the Concorde operates again, and don't go and say I said the Concorde operating still, they stop operate that.
And we even had the biggest aircraft landing in Grenada.
So we've had aircraft landing here. It does not mean because you have an airport that was completed in the year 1984 that you're supposed to leave the airport how it was in 1984. Because if you're increasing your tourism arrivals, and we're not speaking here, note, I'm not speaking here about cruise ship arrivals. Not the people that come, spend a few hours, take a taxi, travel around the island, see the monkeys up in Granatang and they sample spices and so on, take photographs of our beautiful scenery. They go down to the lake and so, and they take photographs and so, and they go right around. I'm not speaking about those individuals. I'm speaking about the ones that come to Grenada, go to somewhere like, for instance, Spice Isle Beach Resort for a week or 2 weeks or even 3 days or 4 days. Those individuals that spend much more money than a cruise ship visitor. You have to get more of those coming into the country because you need money to put into different sectors, into the roads, into the health sector, into the educational sector, into the salaries of the public servants. Yeah? You need to ensure that you have a strategic plan of how you're going to move forward to increase the tourism product. Again, when the Pure Grenada branding was being launched by the Honorable Alexandra Otway Noel, the same people in the NDC now were the ones attacking it. What kind of thing are you coming with? Well, I went to the launch of the Pure Grenada, and I listened clearly to the explanation of everything from how they came up with the color coding, to the logos, to the wording, and that sort of thing. The involvement of, there were some children, school children, and so that came up with it, with the term Pure Grenada. There was one particular young man, I think he was at the Father Malagan's home, that came up with the term Pure Grenada, and how they came up, you know, the Fabergé egg, and that when you look at the Fabergé egg, it's similar to the nutmeg pod when the nutmeg pod is open, and therefore it appeals to a European market. And so, which are people that are trying to get to visit Grenada, that use certain colors, because for us in the Caribbean, we like nice bright colors. We are around a lot of nice bright colors, flowers, all sorts of things. How we dress, how we generally attire ourselves, we like bright colors, flowery things. The European market is not so. These individuals are more toned down. So your marketing and how on a psychological level they did proper analysis of how to engage these markets in North America and in Europe to get more persons to visit Grenada. And it has worked.
Big time.
It has worked. For those of you that may have missed the news, Grenada is voted as the 3rd top place in the top 50 by TripAdvisory, one of the #1 travel magazines. Grenada is voted as the 3rd best place to visit in 2018 and the first in the Caribbean in the listing. The very first in the listing.
Excellent news.
Grenada, our country. Yeah? So they looked at all the countries on earth. They came up with the top 50 and Grenada came in at 3rd on that listing. And that is from reviews that they've been getting from all over, plus on projects that we have here in Grenada, such as the Silver Sand, such as the Kimpton Bay, and they also mentioned the Lavera project and other projects.
But how much you hearing about that out there?
On the other side, you wouldn't hear that.
You never hear that.
Because it's positive news in relation to the country that
Exactly.
we all love. But the other side will not tell you that.
They will not tell
Instead,
you that.
some of them nearly catching stroke on radio saying the name Keith Mitchell. Keith Mitchell! Veins stand up in the Keith Mitchell! They vex.
They getting out like Jim Jones.
Exactly. That's what they're getting on. But they continue along that path. Meanwhile, tourism in Grenada continues to rise.
Exactly.
We would not have had all the cruise ship visitors we're having in Grenada if we did not have that world-renowned and highly rated cruise ship terminal here in Grenada.
Oh yeah, first
That
class.
is why you could have two big ships down there right now.
Class.
Remember what happened in the 1990s, early 2000s when the ships stopped coming? Because to put a person on a boat, and then you had to go and bring them in between the container and them there,
Tenders and them, that don't make no sense.
the cruise ships
Dangerous.
stopped coming to the level that they were coming at before.
Yeah, we start
And
losing
now
them.
we've seen that we're beginning to surpass prior levels of visitors to the island. That we have new calls, new ships adding Grenada to the itinerary. And that's not just because of the hurricanes up the road. That's also because Grenada is highly rated
And
as a destination.
And the marketing strategy too.
Exactly,
Top
of
line.
pure Grenada.
It's pure Grenada.
So you're seeing from all the attacks that Alexandra Otway Noel and the Ministry of Tourism received when they conceptualized that new branding of Grenada as pure Grenada, you're seeing the benefits of it now. So you're seeing increased visitors on the cruise ship terminal that certain people said we should not have built.
Right now, you had 4 ships in harbor.
Right. And 4? Wow, I didn't even know it's
4.
4. I saw 2 when I come in. I
You
didn't
have
see
2
the other
big
2.
ones, and you have a small one,
Oh, on the other
and
side.
a yacht in the next port.
You
So you see, we
understand?
have 2 ports.
But not only that. So when you check the different categories, you check we have increase in cruise ship visitors to the island on a yearly basis. So every year we've been seeing more and more persons visiting the island of Grenada by cruise ships and more return visitors.
Exactly.
Many of them have been coming back. They come and they say, no, this is not my first time. I've been here before. They've been returning. Outside of that, yeah, because they've been sending back their pictures and their photos and writing their blogs and so on about Grenada is such a beautiful place to visit and with beautiful people and so on. Outside of that, remember the trouble government went through to put down that cruise ship terminal about we're going to wash out Granans Beach and all this sort of thing. So it's there now. More visitors. Granans Beach still there. Even right across from it, you had Port Louis with a set of old iron, steel, all sorts of pieces of lumber sticking out what used to be jetty and so in the lagoon. And now you see right there, you see Port Louis, and over the holiday season to see those massive mega yachts
Multi-million
that were there. Some people say, so the yacht here, that don't mean nothing, the people staying on the yacht. No. Some of these people are the yacht park up there and they're in a hotel, you know. They're accustomed to the yacht and they have money, so they're staying in a hotel. Outside of that, to reprovision these yachts, you're speaking tens of thousands of dollars. When you're speaking fuel alone, you start in tens of thousands of dollars when you're speaking just to fuel them. Plus to clean them, you're speaking thousands of dollars again. Plus to refit them, like with food and drinks and that sort of thing, you're speaking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars again. But people was against that.
Because once they dock right there, they spend. Just to dock is money they spend. Everything, right? So who benefits? Grenada. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder the type of person that we have trying.
But that's the thing. You try to conceptualize now. Why would these individuals attack something like that? So you have the cruise ship visitors. You have the yachting sector that has received increased visitors, especially over the past few weeks. Yeah, I'm sure if you look down there now, you're seeing a mega yacht or two. Again, much less the smaller ones that are at Port Louis and other yachting facilities around the islands. Yeah, plus that facility that's coming online up in Carriacou. Yeah, so you have all of those things. Then you're going to say that you don't need to do any remedial work on your airport that has been the same since 1984. The only changes that have taken place there is now where you check in for American Airlines, Liat, and so on. Remember, it wasn't there that you initially checked in. That area was the car park. That was extended, and now you have that area as a check-in. For those of you that are old enough to remember, that area used to be the car park where people checking in now, right? So you did that expansion. International standards dictate that you ought to have certain things in place. Are we to leave the airport like 1984, like if we're in some part in the desert in Afghanistan?
Some people would like to see that.
Or are we to improve our facility to fall in line with the improvements in the tourism sector and to further, instead of number 3 on the list, we could come out as number 1 on the list? We ain't seen no Caribbean countries close to Grenada. Grenada voted, regionally Grenada has been voted by the Caribbean Travel Magazine as the number 1 destination. Also with the number 1 director of tourism, Patricia Maya, how would I pronounce it? Right? Voted number 1 tourism director and number 1 destination in the Caribbean by our own regional body. And then by the international body, 3rd on a list of 50 top destinations. Yeah? There are thousands of destinations. Grenada voted the 3rd to be visited. But some people don't want to hear that positive news.
It's not good news for them.
They will not repeat it. You would not hear it coming from their mouth because it is positive. It shows that the government has been working with a strategy and a plan from day one of how we move tourism forward. So before, we made sure we built the cruise ship port. Other than that, you'd have people coming in between bag of cement and bag of rice down on the port. Yeah? But while, yes, you still have some ships that would pull in there and so on, you have available the cruise ship facility so ships can come in there. Outside of that, instead of just saying, well, let's leave the lagoon like that, so the lagoon so, leave it like that with the old iron and so. And I really hope people with the photos of it would come forward and the video of what they used to look like would come forward and put them out so that Grenadians could remember what that area looked like. And then take that into concept. And remember when Sir Eric Gairy wanted to start the St. George's School of Medicine. Again, you had the same kind of mentality. Why are you doing that? Now the same people are telling you why fix the airport, why expand the airport. Here's why you expand the airport. You expand the airport because you need larger planes to be landing in Grenada, and also you're going to have increased traffic coming into Grenada because of the additional facilities that are coming online.
And that could only mean more employment.
Exactly. And it could also mean more money into the treasury. As such, more money to deal with medicine, more money to deal with the roads, more money to deal with infrastructure and with social issues and so.
But they don't like
That's
that.
why you expand the airport. You don't wait until 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when the international body that has to come and certify your airport, because for planes to leave the States and come to Grenada, your airport must be certified. They're not going to fly into an airport that is not certified. Airlines like American Airlines, JetBlue, British Airways, Virgin, Concorde, they will not fly into an airport that is not certified at a certain level. Now, if we lose our present certification, understand that all of us going to have to be coming over here on a Liat flight if we could get it from Barbados or from Trinidad. Because that is where the major airlines are going to terminate their flights, and then we'd have to jump on a Liat from there to come to Grenada because the larger airlines will not come into our country. So it is simple to understand for those who want to understand why we must improve the airport facility. But for those who fantasy and fiction, therefore they have nothing to speak about, they must fantasize. So they must talk about all this other nonsense. I wouldn't repeat the stupidness and the nonsense that they have been saying, but they must fantasize to that level and say all of these nonsensical things. Yeah? These things are not reality. They are fantasy for them. But we know you have these facilities because the Kimpton Bay is not a fantasy, it's reality. You're seeing the construction taking place. The Silver Sands is not fantasy, it is fact. You're seeing the construction taking place. So you can't say that these things are fantasy or fiction. They are actually reality. You're seeing them taking place. So you know these things will bring increased visitors to the island. And also the level of visitors over the weekend. You had several of the private jets and so parked on the apron there at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. And what is being done? That lane that is going to be put in is basically when a plane is leaving the apron, it goes there and it queues up. So you can have a British Airways, a Virgin Atlantic, and maybe a small Liat flight, 1, 2, 3. And the first one goes out, it takes off. Second one goes out, it takes off. Third one goes out, it takes off. Yeah? Or 3 of them could be lined up there, and a 4th plane lands on the main runway and then comes in to the taxiway onto the apron. That is why it is being done, to ensure 1, safety of air travelers, 2, the certification, and to put in place beforehand what is needed for our tourism industry in Grenada.
Well, you see, Sheldon, when you hear persons, right, like Senator Vincent, George Vincent, and them talking about we don't need this and we don't need that, these are the same people and the same party who will really like to see Grenada remain stagnant under this administration. You see, they don't want for Grenadians to experience and to benefit the good thing that is out there, right? They don't want to see Grenadians improve on every single thing, right, that is available to them. They want us to remain backward, uneducated, right, and we cannot do anything for ourselves.
Not remain, they want us to get there, because I could tell you Grenadians ain't backward and uneducated.
Oh, definitely.
They want us to get there. That's where they want us to go.
But we would not sit down idly by and let them spoon feed us, right? We know what we want. That is why we have a government that is listening to the people and is doing what the people ask it to do, right? I mean, the people know that we know that we can't get everything at one time. But by the grace of God, we move in stages, something that the other politicians cannot afford to do, right? They don't have the know-how to do, right?
And remember something, every time you have a major project in Grenada that people have something against, it's always, and we understand, people will have concerns, and no one is against anyone having concerns about it.
It's a democracy.
It is the responsibility of government and persons like myself and Devon to explain to you the intent. Because you might just hear it and say, oh, they're going and spend how much $1 million on that. Even to do that, you can't just do it. It has to pass through Parliament before it can be done. And you can discuss in Parliament and send it back and say, no, you have to renegotiate that interest rate. We want a lower interest rate on that, and so on. But these things, we could understand that some people may have something against it and say, no, we don't think that's the best thing to do. Yeah, we're all Grenadians. We have different opinions. But at the end of the day, that group of individuals who know that it's needed, know that it's better, know that it will bring improvement to you, your lives here in Grenada, and are trying to avoid it, those persons bad-minded.
And not only that, because it is being done, right, by the NNP administration,
that's the main problem, huh?
led by Dr. Mitchell. They have the world of problem. And they're so dishonest and hypocrite and bad mind. They know that is betterment for the Grenadian people, but they still want to hold back that progress. But you know what? The Grenadian people have decided since 2013 that no more of you guys to hinder the progress of this country. No more.
I was just speaking about progress before we get Alexa Devon. Let me go and read that.
Because I don't want to. Good morning, Senator Kate Lewis.
Good morning, Senator Lewis.
Yes.
St. Andrew Northeast constituency presents a fun day. That's going to be taking place this Saturday at the Ahoma playing field. Yep. It is starting 6 a.m.
6 a.m. in the morning.
With a road race from Paradise Bridge close to the traffic light along the main road to Ahoma Pasture. They have games and so windball competition from 8 a.m., small goal football from 2 p.m., dominoes among other games.
Foes, everything,
yeah, all teams. Well, I know you're doing that. All teams and clubs are invited, so registration is free.
It's free. Just be there.
The solid bag will be there waiting on you.
Yeah.
And then music by a popular DJ. Popular DJ getting play first thing for the new year, boy.
Jack B, organize the All Foes team. We come in.
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right. For registration, other information, you can call the following persons. You can call Mr. Andal on 458-9186. That's 458-9186. Mr. Edwards on 420-8735. That's 420-8735.
Bishop Edwards.
And Stallion on 407-1076. 407-1076. All right?
Yep.
Yeah, but you see, fantasy.
fantasy.
and fiction. Let's see who's on the line.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How you doing, brother?
Not too
My
bad.
friend.
Happy New Year, my friend.
I was looking at the telly, right? And a whole heap of, environmentalists, they always sit down in the office or in the house or wherever they are, and they think they know nature and people that deals with it every day.
Progress.
I want to say look at the telly, and most of the guys that they interview talking about the sand issue in Sotez in the Breakwater Project. And I share the concern because the sea is unpredictable, right? And I think doing that project they tell you why you have to do that project there, because the sea is unpredictable. Just imagine that sea is breaking all in the road now, all on some million right now. Yeah? Because the sea does that. Just in Trinidad Day, my friend called me over the weekend, and they have an advisory out that, the boats on them and others, don't go out and sail because the sea is bad. Even in my area here, this morning, I went and chased my animals and them. And areas where I know you have sand, lots of sand. Yeah? They have no sand there right now. I've seen things under, I didn't even know you had that under the sandy. Yeah? The sea completely take every living sand and go with it. But I know in a 2 weeks period, it brings it all back. Yeah? Brings it all back. Because I understand it. I understand the way the sea operates.
And we would understand the concerns of any Grenadian in relation to the loss of a beach that they use. We'd understand that totally. That if I am accustomed going to that beach in the morning and taking my soak, and I realize that all of a sudden it's being damaged, I would want to know why. But to come up on your own with an idea and say that's the reason. And for people who, as far as I know, never even visit the beach itself, coming out and speaking as though they are authority on what is taking place up there and is this problem and that. Listen, had not the Breakwater project in St. Patrick been done, you would have not seen Lowtown where it is right now.
And that's a fact.
Everywhere from where Kenny Lalson going to the bus terminal, the bus terminal there, fish market, all of that would have now been in the sea.
Well, I've heard some of my friends that come to look for me last week. They say, "Well, thank God for that wall in what you call long wall in River Antoine there."
Yeah.
Because they say that wall was not there. That sea ticket would have gone a long time. That sea in the road already. So, and they say thanks for that wall. Yeah, but I'm saying that I'm not living in Sotez. I'm talking about where I live. And way down that side.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no sand right now. And that has nothing to do with the project. That has nothing to do with the project. I'm saying that the sea normally operates that way.
Around this time of the year. Around this time.
Yeah, the sea operates like that. And then he would bring it back and put it there. Simple like that. That's how the sea operates. Who don't know that. But I'm saying that I know that. I experience that. I can bring the media there right now and show the media. People who know in the area where I'm talking about. The accident we had a boat accident sometime a couple years back, and where they found a little girl.
Yeah.
And there's an area there with a lot of stones, but there's a part where you're climbing out, where there's a lot of sand. There's a sandy area, like a small little beach behind it. People could normally go behind and bathe when they're ready. There is not a single grain of sand there right now, and they have nothing to do with the Sotez project.
No.
That's the way the sea behaves around this area up here at a particular time. So when I hear people call in and say, "Oh, and this and that, and they need to take 5 years to do a study." I mean, come on.
Progress.
If you know nature, if you say you're an environmentalist, you should know that. You deal with nature. I know nature. And I don't go to school for that. I deal with that every day. Every day. And you can tell a man who on the ground every day how to get it done.
They will stop at nothing to hinder the movements of what is going on in Grenada.
Yeah, and the delivery project, they try their best to stop it. As a matter of fact, they put how much nails in it. What's wrong? What is people hate St. Patrick people so? What we have done to them?
And generally, they hate development under anybody else. It must
Yeah,
be
but
them.
I think that they single us out. Like, they always attacking us.
Strange enough, brother.
They say we are the poorest place.
The people,
we saw this and we saw that.
But the people of St. Patrick, who were on the beach itself, said that they had no problem with the breakwater project. They understood the need for it, and they're glad for the project.
Well, if you understand this area there and you see you along there, you must be glad for that, because I'm telling you. I mean, you're talking about a sea they breaking. All in, I mean, when you hear that sea, what I see coming, it's a matter of time for that sea take all the buildings from there. I mean, just simple like that. You know, I have a friend from New York who up land right on the beach here, and I mean, he glad for that. If you're listening right now, you know we have a land, you know what I'm saying? And he came down here, he cut all the trees, and I said, "Father, cutting the trees, man." I said, "Yeah, man, I'm getting ready, you know, to do some stuff, yeah." Because he see the development is coming there. And you understand that his land going up by so much, you know. You understand things are going to happen this sooner or later. So you get yourself organized and ready to go. Get up and ready to go. But I'm saying that people out there, yeah, we share the concern, and we understand. But you got to understand that's the way the sea behaves around this time. And you're going to take some trees, yes. Trees can be planted back, yes. You're going to take the sand, you definitely take the sand. You're going to bring it back, yes.
But the sand is his.
Yeah, you understand? That's the way the sea behaves, right? And who know about the sea around this area would tell you that. Even little children who go on the beach and bathe, they would tell you that.
Okay,
now, on this time, the sea normally goes with all the sand. You can't even go on the beach because you're scared. You want to, oh, shit. Yeah, there's so much sand, and look, yeah, rocks here. I didn't realize, yeah, rocks here. People are sometimes surprised that you have rocks and you have this and you have that, all kind of particles. I see chassis and all kind of thing on the ground there. I wonder what? I've been bathing on all them things and all them rotten irons under there. The sea covered so nice and make it so posh, like a nice beach. When you see what's under there, you can't believe. You understand?
All right, my brother.
Have a nice day, sir.
All right, take care.
Yeah, because we had to run that tune one more time for some people again at the end of the program there, you understand? We had to make sure, right? But again, you understand the concerns of individuals in the area at what they perceive as the loss of the beach, because there has been some erosion. We must also understand this is why Prime Minister has been traveling quite extensively in relation to climate change and also attempting to secure funding. Yeah, it's to deal with issues like that, because that's not the only place you're going to see. You're going to see areas where there's no project going on. For instance, in St. Mark right now, the back of the church there, it could collapse anytime. You're seeing around the island, because we are being impacted by climate change, and also we had some serious weather during the year last year with the hurricanes and so on that caused some very large waves. Yeah, remember it had certain part up in the States and different parts of the Caribbean when you look, no water, the hurricane suck up all the water. You had all these sorts of weird things happening last year. There will be impacts on our island, on our beaches, on various places and so on due to these things. Some of them, you see them immediate. Some of them, you see them a little later on.
Way back.
Yeah? So, we understand the concerns and so. But some people are trying to make it into a kind of political something.
A scare tactics.
And a scare tactic. Again, fantasy and fiction. Because they have nothing realistic to speak about. If it's not attacking a person's character, attacking a person's lifestyle, even attacking a person's hairstyle, if it's not doing that sort of thing, or how somebody dresses, I mean, that's how low-minded. You have an organization that says they want to run this country. That's how low-minded they are.
The leadership, eh?
Yeah, the leadership we're talking about. Anytime we always make sure and tell you that is the leadership we're talking about here. But that's how low-minded they are. That they would go on a platform and speak about how somebody dresses. Yeah, I don't know what watching a man how he dress for, but how a man dresses. They would go on the platform and speak about somebody's hairstyle or try to speak about somebody's life. But they would not go on a platform and speak about the issues that affect you and what is going to be done in relation to those issues.
But you know it's amazing? They continue to go on platform and speak about people's dress code, but you know, it's only the men that are talking about men. I wonder why.
I never hear a woman really.
I never really hear a woman come down against Dr. Mitchell. Only men keep looking at the other men on the other side. I'm wondering why.
All that remain is women, and his dinner go to
the Good morning, Brenda.
That I got the gun inside my. This one have a gun. That one have a gun. Lord, they gonna kill each other for fun. But when the men kill the men. All that remain is women.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I want to be around when it's only women alone.
and as we say, this one have a gun, that one have a gun. Listen, the Royal Grenada Police Force annual firearm license and firearm renewal. Licensed firearm holders are reminded that the annual license fee for the period January to December 2017 is due and payable on or before. No, this is wrong. January to December 2018 is payable due on or before the end of December 2017. So in other words, you're late.
You're late.
Right now you have your firearm illegal if you ain't pay yet. Right?
Late fees.
So the current fees for license holders are $500 for 2 years. You could pay $500 for your license for 2 years, $300 for a year. All right? The user's fee. So there's a difference between firearm owners and the user's fee. The user's fee is $150. Persons are encouraged to make early payment and present receipt as proof to the Firearm Licensing Authority at Police Headquarters, Fort George. Licensed firearm holders are also reminded that their license must be renewed every 5 years. Those whose license are within 6 months or less of the expiry date are encouraged to engage the process early to avoid inconveniences. Firearm holders who will be vacationing outside of the state are reminded that firearms should be lodged at the nearest police station or police headquarters for safekeeping. Persons are also encouraged to refrain from leaving their firearms in vehicles as well as exposing same in public. Firearms must be properly secured at all times from the office of the Commissioner of Police. So those of you that have your hunting rifles and your shotguns and so for your hunting or your personal firearms, your license should have been renewed now. And also, get out of the rush. You know your vehicle is single digit or it's in the ones and up the first few digits, go and register
right now.
Vehicle,
From today, just start.
The time reach.
Do it.
Go and don't wait until the last minute.
The 28 and the 29.
Go and handle it now.
Rush.
Go and handle your business from now. So pay up your hunters and so. Those are you in the Hunting Association, the Grenada Gun and Rifle Association, different members and so. I hope you all pay it up already because it should have been paid already. But try and pay it up this week. And then those of you with your vehicle that you need your renewal and thing, because end of the month, the police them go out a little roadblock, checking them thing. So make sure and go and handle your scenes. All right? So Devon, that's nearly all the time we have for today.
For today, first day of the year.
Yeah.
Hard talk has been, but before we go, we have to spruce them up with a little music.
Touch a little something?
Yeah, touch a little something.
Are you ready?
Yes, we ready.
Move it. Yes, we move it.
Yes, indeed. So we're gonna leave you with this one by Sheldon Douglas. Don't think it's the only one I have,
Not Sheldon Scott, Sheldon Douglas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just sing kind of better than that.
Just talk, not sing.
Yes, folks, so in everything you say and do in 2018, do it safe and secure because when come to 2019, we want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
Love each and every one of you. All roads lead to St. David this Sunday.
Sunday the 7th.
Yeah, so we're going to hit you the ad and then we're going to come back with the tune. We're out.
Are you ready?
Getting Grenada ready for the next level. It is the renewal of hope with the People's Vanguard, the new national party. And this Sunday, January 7th, the 2018 campaign kicks off at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. Come and join the people of St. David in lifting up the candidacy of Oliver Joseph. And also a special appearance by international gospel singer Bridget Blucher. Yes, Bridget Blucher comes to St. David with her powerful, positive message. Also major addresses by Emlyn Pear, Peter David, and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, plus the man of the moment, Oliver Joseph. It's a special candidate launch and a special concert from 5 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th at Bellevue St. David. The new National Party says we can't sit down because the journey to prosperity and empowerment continues.
Grenada! Can't sit down.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
It is an opportunity where I can be able to make a difference in the lives of many persons in the constituency and also Grenada as a whole. I am prepared to give of service to the people. My whole life has been one of service. So this is another opportunity where I can go out there to help improve the lives of people, the standard of living and the quality of life.
Skita is a young person and she has been given a wonderful opportunity to help shape lives in our country. She has been doing that within her school for the past 17 years.
I know her doing teaching and making great improvement in that school. Awards, trophies, you know, skits was behind this.
Stewart, and I am honored to have answered the call for service. The people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique are dear to my heart. I have grown up in a time of expanded opportunities, showcased by the fact that I have had the fortune to study and become a professional. There are many young people who seek the opportunity that I have had. And I want to be a part of that movement that helps open up new doors. It is the aspiration of ordinary people that inspire this new journey of mine. As my generation rises up to service, you can surely count me in. I am Kendra Matthew Stewart, and I am running for you, the people of Carriacou and
Keep moving!
5 years ago, we started an incredible journey together. We dreamed and we strove to achieve. We are happy with the success we have had, but not content. The arch of progress is bending in the right direction in St. George Northeast, and many people have benefited. But there are still others that are yet to be lifted by the rising tide. We cannot leave those people behind, and so we continue to fight, and we continue to push on. I am Tobias Clement, and I'm running again to continue what we have started. Our dreams are too big, our ambitions too large for us to stop here. So let's keep moving.
Getting Grenada ready for the next level, it is the renewal of hope with the People's Vanguard, the new national party. And this Sunday, January 7th, the 2018 campaign kicks off at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. Come and join the people of St. David in lifting up the candidacy of Oliver Joseph. And also a special appearance by international gospel singer Bridget Blucher. Yes, Bridget Blucher comes to St. David with her powerful positive message. Also major addresses by Emmeline Pear, Peter David and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, plus the man of the moment, Oliver Joseph. It's a special candidate launch and a special concert from 5 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th at Bellevue, St. David.
I am Pamela Moses, and I have offered myself to be the next parliamentary representative for my people of St. Patrick's East. I see this as the next step in my life journey of service to people and my determination to give back to my community, a community that has always lifted me up. I am particularly passionate about issues affecting youth, and as your MP, will be championing policies and programs that will further empower our young people, as well as our adult male and females all across Grenada, but particularly in St. Patrick's East. I am pleased to have joined a team that has delivered for Grenada. But there is more work to be done, and so we shall keep moving.
that my life's journey as a sister and daughter, a community activist and educator has prepared me for the next chapter. As a young woman, I have always firmly believed that our generation can continue to build on the solid foundation already laid. My long association with the girls in the Junior Achievement Program has taught me a lot about national potential. This is not about where we have started. It's about how far we can go together. I am running so that I can stand up for you.
I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I'm working in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor.
These past 5 years, ordinary people with extraordinary dreams for themselves and their families have continued to inspire me. In these close-knit communities along the shores of St. Andrews Southeast, people with their faith in their unshakable God have given me renewed hope that this partnership we have forged is worth building on. We have had successes together, but we are far from finished. A whole new generation is coming up, hoping for even more opportunities. We can't let them down. With God by our side, together we will achieve even more. So let's keep moving.
Building a stronger economy means all Grenadian workers benefit, those who work in the public service and those who work elsewhere. Now that the period of shared sacrifices is over, the benefits must be shared among every Grenadian. More money for house repair, more money to improve healthcare, more money for training, more money for education, and yes, more money for public servants. $55 million in various payments. We are the Grenadian family looking out for each other. And even as we fight for ourselves and our families, we always remember our neighbors. We forge ahead together.
We got to come together, learn to love your brother, love your brother.
Are you ready? Getting Grenada ready for the next level. It is the renewal of hope with the People's Vanguard, the new national party. And this Sunday, January 7th, the 2018 campaign kicks off at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. Come and join the people of St. David in lifting up the candidacy of Oliver Joseph. And also a special appearance by international gospel singer Bridget Blucher. Yes, Bridget Blucher comes to St. David with her powerful positive message. Also major addresses by Emmeline Pear, Peter David and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, plus the man of the moment, Oliver Joseph. It's a special candidate launch and a special concert from 5 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th at Bellevue St. David. The new National Party says we can't sit down because the journey to prosperity and empowerment continues.
Grenada! Can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man don't walk by guess. He works with a plan. So let us welcome him, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell.
my colleagues, executive members and candidates of the new National Party, all my sisters and brothers, I came up here tonight expecting to have a little meeting. All you're pushing me too hard, you know. Remember, give Santa Claus a break now, man. Let the man come now, man. Let him come first. But you're pushing me too hard. Well, before I end tonight, I will testify. Sisters and brothers, you have had a lot of food tonight. And I don't believe in speaking and repeating what my distinguished colleagues have already said. But I want to just make a few points before I let you go off tonight. My friends, we have a country on the move. We have a country that people in the Caribbean and around the world that recognize its success. Sisters and brothers, wherever I go now, your country is being given tremendous acclaim for where we are today. We have come a long, long way. But we still have some work to do. Sisters and brothers, your economy has done very well in the last 4.5 years. But we know we still have a lot of work to do. And we cannot afford anyone to interfere with where we are heading, sisters and brothers. So in the parish of St. Andrews, you have heard me speak to the development in the agricultural sector. Your Minister of Agriculture spoke at length on the budget, and I outlined the further development for the agricultural sector. It means more opportunities and more jobs. St. Andrews Parish have a lot of beautiful tourist sites and facilities. The Minister of Tourism spoke to that and the need to empower the people throughout the length and breadth of St. Andrews to take care of those beautiful sites, to make sure that we can promote Grenada even more than we have done before. But sisters and brothers, only last few days ago, Wednesday, I left Parliament and I went up to Simoon. And I was so impressed. That project in Simoon, that call center, is now going to be employing over 500 young persons and persons in this country. Sisters and brothers, you should now look towards applying for opportunities there. But more and more and more we see projects and activities, sisters and brothers. But I want to make this point. During the sacrifice that we have made as a country, every citizen in this country made sacrifices. Our public workers made sacrifices. Our farmers made sacrifices. Our hoteliers made sacrifices. The business community did. Those that work in several companies not related to government made sacrifices. But we still have a lot of people who made sacrifices and have not got anything yet. So tonight, I repeat a call to our public workers. Sisters and brothers, I repeat a call to them that the government offer. We are waiting to hear that they have accepted. And if they do, in addition to their pay for Christmas, we will add another $650 in the pay package for each of them. In other words, sisters and brothers, the government is doing all that it can. But the government must leave something there for the poor people of the country. We must provide more help to the needy people of our country, to the elderly. We must provide more opportunities for the young people of our country. The house repair program needs a lot more money. We have to pay the debts owed to several people, some of them committed by the National Democratic Congress. In other words, we still, as I said, have a long way to go. So, sisters and brothers, let me say this further. That's why we cannot make any mistake in this next general elections. My sisters and brothers, you cannot make any mistake. We have 4 solid ladies. 4 solid ladies that you, the people of St. Andrews, have given the new national party. And by implication, you have given the country. Now, we already had Sister Kay endorsed, and we testified of her potential and what she will do for the people of St. Andrews Northeast. But sisters and brothers, in St. Andrews Northwest, you have a special lady. She is one who cares deeply about people. My friends, in life, you deal with comparison. The person who is talking about going up against her, look at him. Look at his life. The only thing he knows how to do is to use people. That has been his history. He knows how to use people. Sisters and Sister Delma Thomas knows how to work to help people. I hear some of them, including him, all of a sudden they're passing around and offering money to people. I don't know where they get the money from. We know where some of it came from. And we will expose them sometime soon before the elections. But I said, if they think you're stupid, when they come, take the money and vote them out. Vote solidly against them, because they have no respect for you. In St. Andrews Southwest, you heard that special lady here tonight. She is not somebody that just come. She has been there working, whether it's in the Senate, whether it's in the Parliament, whether it's in her own business. She has been on the ground with the people of St. Andrews Southwest and the people of St. Andrews in general. She has made a tremendous difference in the Ministry of Agriculture and with the farmers of the country. Sisters and brothers, what is the alternative to Sister Bean Horsford? What is the alternative? Oh, brother, he knows well how to acquire gas station. Well, tell him, stay in them gas station. All I ask him to do, pay the people their taxes. Stay in the gas station and pay the people their taxes. Sister Emmeline Pear, St. Andrews Southeast. You heard her tonight. Articulate, pure, and somebody that cares deeply. You saw the embrace with her son, and you saw the tears. That is someone that cares about people. And that is the difference between those on the platform of the new National Party and those on the other platform, my friends. I would not say much about Sister Emmeline Pear's opponent. And let me say this, sisters and brothers, you know why? I would not say much. Because Brother Simmons has gone through and is going through his own personal problems. And I know what the sickness of one loved one is like. And I respect that. So on this platform tonight, the NNP continue to wish Brother Simmons and his family the best. This is the new National Party, the party of love and care. Sisters and brothers, and a final point tonight, and listen to me very carefully. Our opponent, our political party opponent, they apparently decided that they cannot compete with the new National Party. So this is what their plans are. And let me tell you what their plans are, because we have in fact got all the information. But let me tell you, I'll give you a bit of it tonight. Their plan, they brought in people from outside the country. And in their private meetings, they're talking about disrupting the votes on election day and prior to the general elections. They want to bring outside type politics into this beautiful and peaceful country. Sisters and brothers, in addition, they have started attacking different persons within our political party. They have attacked several members of the new National Party personally. If you check what has happened with the National Democratic Congress, check its leader. The man never tells you to vote for him because he's a good man. Have you ever heard him say he deserved to be elected by you? No. You know what he says? Kit Mitchell bad. Kit Mitchell wicked. Kit Mitchell thief. Kit Mitchell that. Kit Mitchell Sisters and brothers, anytime you hear someone, all they're doing is bad-mouthing another person, that person can't care about anybody. This party, you heard us tonight. You have seen us in the last 4.5 years and several years before. We talk about Project Grenada, building a country together. We talk about uniting our people, sisters and brothers, not dividing and destroying and maligning people. We do not spend time character assassinating people on this platform because we believe we are one Grenadian brothers and sisters. So my friends, and I want you to be very much aware of this. You have seen all kinds of things written on the social media. All kinds of nasty things written on the social media. And I am quite clear they emanate from the National Democratic Congress, because that is the character of the leadership of the National Democratic Congress. But let me tell you something, I'm giving them a warning. I'm giving them a warning. Those who have glass houses must not throw stones. Those who have glass houses do not throw stones. They are attacking the private lives of people. They're spreading lies and propaganda on the private lives of people. And their life is so dirty. So I say to them, if you know you have glass house, don't throw stone. So, only recently, they put out some dirty stuff on the social media, claiming that I was in conversation with a woman. Listen, sisters and brothers. Well, I'm glad they're saying a conversation with a man. I give them credit for that. Because they know I'm one-dimensional. But sisters and brothers, it's amazing how you could sink to a level of maligning decent women and men in this country because you believe that will help you to get votes. I say to them, instead of spending the time doing this dirty work, tell the people what you will do for them. Tell the young people how you'll create jobs and opportunities. Tell the elderly citizens how you would create more opportunities to get more social help for them. Tell the farmers how you'll bring irrigation, how you'll provide more monies for them to expand the development of the sector. Tell the hoteliers what you will do to improve the hotel products in this country. But they're spending time maligning people. Sisters and brothers, I am not worried. I'm only giving you a warning to be careful. And one of the reasons I raised this here tonight is because one innocent person today called me to tell me that I should not be writing this thing on WhatsApp or something. So I said, wait now. Are you telling me that you believe that I actually wrote this thing? My friend, I don't have time to write those dirty stuff. My time is spent on building Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And we have a team of men and women with the level of character that you have on the platform here, meant to help to build a country, not to malign people. So sisters and brothers, get ready. Get ready. So all you don't want Santa Claus to come. Santa Claus just down there, you know. Let Santa Claus come first. Yeah, you could take Santa Claus now, right? All right. Let me agree with you. We're going to let Santa Claus come. We're going to let her enjoy ourselves. Have a good, peaceful Christmas. And after that, get ready. Because we are not going to give away any seat in the 15-member House of Parliament. We do not intend to give one. Because, sisters and brothers, we have now built a new parliament. And we hope the first session of the new parliament would be at the new parliament. And we don't want anybody in there but those from the house of the new National Party. Sisters and brothers, and therefore wish you all the best for this beautiful season. Let us welcome Santa Claus. Let us have the best Christmas that we've ever had. And let us therefore get ready to have a most exciting 2018. Thank you, good night, and take care.
Somebody wave your hands and give it praise. Say, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. But I know what you say. Me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank a bit of cup for me.
Are you ready? Getting Grenada ready for the next level. It is the renewal of hope with the People's Vanguard, the new national party. And this Sunday, January 7th, the 2018 campaign kicks off at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. Come and join the people of St. David in lifting up the candidacy of Oliver Joseph. And also a special appearance by international gospel singer Bridget Blucher. Yes, Bridget Blucher comes to St. David with her powerful, positive message. Also, major addresses by Emmeline Pear, Peter David, and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, plus the man of the moment, Oliver Joseph. It's a special candidate launch and a special concert from 5 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th at Bellevue, St. David. The new National Party says we can't sit down because the journey to prosperity and empowerment continues.
Grenada! Can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No,
Kendra Matthew and Stewart. Yo, yo. Boom. Put the X by the house. Dang. 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 Boom. When Kendra touch down, and this is Sheldon. Look, Kendra just touch down, and Tevin he fent out. When Kendra touch down, and this is Sheldon. When Kendra touch down with experience, he won't place turn up. Kendra is a caring person, she heading for victory. Always learning out she support, that boy now in history. Very friendly and outgoing, enhancing quality. Very fit and competent, serving all of the citizens. I never see blood, so Kendra make it 15 now. Caring for the citizens, that is how the thing go. Strong and confident, proper strategy and good investment. Young, vibrant and positive, Kendra, all the goals you must achieve. One by one just fall in line. Come let's live a happy life. Nobody don't have to fight, cause we come here to unite. Look for them knows only talk, but Kendra know they in that. All of them getting shaky, Kendra you moving forward. When Kendra touch down, and this is Sheldon. Look, Kendra just touch down, and Tevin he fent out. When Kendra touch down, and this is Sheldon. When Kendra touch down with experience, he won't place turn up. Kendra is a caring person, she heading for victory. Always learning out she support, that boy now in history. Very friendly and outgoing, enhancing quality. Very fit and competent, serving all of the citizens.
Progress, I pray for stability, I pray for happiness. Country, but I pray for police, please inspire them. I pray for I pray and I pray, I pray and I pray, I pray for the good and the bad man. I pray and I pray, I pray and I pray.
St. Andrews Southeast. I cannot hear you. Are you in the house? Right. Honorable Prime Minister, members of the platform, I am not so young again. My health is not so good. My eyesight is not so good. But we are in the house of the new National Party. I am standing here as a proud NNP. I am not ashamed. And everywhere I go around Grenada, everybody knows me as an NNP. Anyone or the others come to me and listening they talk, but when they finish, I saying, but you know, I'm an NNP. Right. So, my dear people, I'm standing here tonight on behalf of our dearest representative, Mistress Emmeline Pierre. She is a God-fearing woman. She is a woman of integrity. She is a woman of good heart. Not only for one special set of people, because for what she is people. So, to to warn the people of St. Andrews South East. Don't let her down. Don't allow the thief her vote as what they did in 2008, because they had stolen it from her. Because we knew she had win her seat. Just this hungry power, they just grab it away from her. But we standing for her, strong. And let me tell, as citizens, as myself, the people, let me remind all again, remember the empty promise brought to us. Remember, they said it wasn't sufficient. Oh, that citizens of the senior citizen who is here, the able listen, open edge, don't come around and again. And instead of putting up on, if they had 500 names, they cut down 250. And they took the 250 money and say they put on the others. And they lie. I am telling you. And let me tell you something tonight here. You know, the old people saying that when bad mess on you is a bad cause, but I could tell you all tonight here, the cost this set of people have is the tears from the aged people. And they will never be able to rise again, because I stood up. I'm not telling a lie to you. Tonight, I'm speaking the truth. I stood up when these people and them came in power. I stood up in the post office, and when some of the needy aged people came in there to thinking they're going to receive $1 to buy a pound of sugar, when they went, their name was out. And I see that they cry bitter tears inside there. So that is the tears that on this hungry power people and them. They just want to come in there to trying to fool you and then to satisfy themselves. They don't have a heart for people. Only self. They sell. And they just forget you when they fool around and they get some of your vote. So have you all head on. And not only for the age, but for the young people too. Remember what they did to you all. Remember. So have you head on. Mistress Emmeline Pierre is a very, I don't know how to say it. The aged people, every Tuesday, have some of them, they're just praying for the Tuesday to reach. Yes, and to go and enjoy themselves. Again, places where most of the aged people never knew in Grenada, they can stand up and boast and said that they never know that part of Grenada was so beautiful. All on behalf of our dear Prime Minister and Mistress Emmeline Pierre, that giving them the opportunity. So on that day, remember what is coming. I wouldn't be long, because when I used to be on platform, I used to talk long, but I can't do it again. On election day, don't forget to don't go and just drop an X by the house. Take your time and put a nice and tidy house. Tended and done. And we putting back Mistress Emmeline Pierre back into power. She have to be back up there to represent us. She is so good. And let me think, you know, who remember a little chant during Mr. Gary time? I'm not a singer, but I'm going to give you a little chant. You remember a little chant? God bless Uncle Gary, but I'm going to put it in my own words. God bless our Prime Minister. Blessing come to him. God bless all his candidates. Blessing come to them. God bless all his supporters. Blessing come to all. God bless our Prime Minister. God bless all his candidates. God bless all his supporters. Blessing come to all. God bless you. God bless you.
Father, I pray for the PM to find solution for we problems. Oh, Father. Oh, Father. I pray for every minister to see eye to eye with each other. Oh, Father.
Greetings. First of all, I would like to say a pleasant good night to the platform and to the fantastic four ladies of St. Andrews. I wish you all the best. But I'm here tonight for one reason, and one reason only. That is to endorse a nice lady. Now, when I listened to the budget, I heard the Prime Minister testify. Tonight, I have a testimony. Now, 11 years ago, when this lady was just the caretaker for St. Andrews Southeast, I had the opportunity to meet her. She was in the process of doing the house repair program. And she came to my humble village of Cafe with her entourage, and they were going around taking names for the people who needed help with the house repairs. Now, there is a particular part of our village that is predominantly, or was predominantly, NDC. One of our workers, I can recall saying, when she said she was going that way, the worker said, Miss Pierre, in the back there is NDC people, you know. You know what made me gravitate towards that lady? When she said, well, it is not about NNP or NDC. It's about Grenada and Grenadians. And I can tell you this. I have seen representation from 1990 up to the present time. And none has surpassed Miss Emmeline Pierre. None. And I am someone who is not easily fooled by any politician. And if I tell you that I pledge solidarity to Emmeline Pierre, it is because she has convinced me that she is a genuine, a real person, and someone who I believe can take our constituency forward. Now I say this to you. Contrary to popular belief, I am MNP. I am Emmeline Pierre. So for those who has been going around saying all these type of funny things, I'm here to tell you to stop. Because when I sang that song for this lady, it was not because I was paid handsomely. It was not because I was given a severance package. It was because I knew in my heart that this woman is the genuine deal, the real deal. So, Ms. Pierre, before I go, I would like to say to you, we love you, we respect you, we honor you, and we cherish you. and St. Andrews. The choice is clear. Who we voting for? I thank you.
NNP right. St. Andrews Southeast. All right. I'm here tonight as a former member of the NDC. Just what they do to me, good friend, and a man who I respect a lot, Peter, they do the same thing to me. Right now I'm in a party surrounded by people with vision, interest in the heart of the people, and with a lady with care, the Honorable Emmeline Pierre. I can boast of her greatness because for the past 2 elections, I was on the wrong side. I was around the wrong people at the wrong time. I was victimized, got empty promises and false pretense. That representative disappointed the people who are brought to him. They was crying out, but he just was not listening. After that disappointment, I made a decision not to exercise my right to vote again. But until God sent an angel. Could you stand, please, Ms. Pierre? Take a bow, thank you. God sent an angel. And not looking twice, I said, Ms. Pierre, I'm coming into the house. Open the arms. She get the extra hand, but it went beyond. She's a strong and kind individual, formed to represent in the St. Andrews Southeast constituency. She is our main resource and invested endlessly in providing jobs to combat employment. Our infrastructure with roads, house repair, the reopening of our craft center, supporting our preschool with numerous assistants in areas to develop the educational level of our children. Our basketball court, well, our stress on that. Our basketball court are renovated, and presently there's a basketball competition in progress. I wonder if you told Miss Yolambine what your team did to her the other night. And you need to tell her. There is players from Riversal in the north to Grandlands in the south, playing at the Mackey Hard Court whenever you pass. In this way, she ensured that the youths are engaged in meaningful activities. So tell me, how am I not to support a woman with such vision and have love for the people? I am now surrounded by the positive people and now in a place of love, proactive people with a mission of upward mobile of, I'm surrounded with people with love, proactive, and with a mission of upward liftment for our nation. Let the progress continue. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. NMPites! I'm sure you can do better than that. Come on, NMPites! Woo! I'm here to speak on behalf of a wonderful woman. What makes this woman so special is the fact that unlike the so-called people with hearts, she is the one who expresses and cares for the people. She is a woman with heart. This woman, she's a mentor, she's understanding, she's provided exemplary leadership, hardworking and continued commitment, and she definitely gets the job done, doesn't she? Come on. Sometimes it's surprising that so many young people support Miss Emmeline Pierre. So, while we do not want to sell formulas to who have been seen miserably failing, as a lesson to them and those aspiring to assume political office, the nation and the world on a whole should know that as a proud mother of 3 sons, she understands the youthful minds in this whole entirety. She is accepted by the youths as a fine example and as one of the youths herself entered into politics. Over the years, she has definitely played a major role, and not just by the support, not just by her love, her personality, and I'm talking about people's personality, her charm, and let's not forget her famous smile of pleasantry. This, by means, is no surprising act, and for this reason, we, the youths of St. Andrews Southeast, we fully support Miss Emmeline Pear. I can safely say on behalf of the youths of St. Andrews constituency, Southeast constituency, and as well as the youths of all NMP of Grenada, that the choice is clear. The choice is Emmeline Pear. I thank you.
Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, members on the platform, supporters of the new National Party, good night. The strongest woman I know. In 2004, my mother entered frontline politics. Coincidentally, that was the same year I was born. Many of you may not remember me, but I am the baby who sat for many hours in Parliament before I was even born. My mom once shared how some persons argued that her political career was going to end the same year it started. Guess they never knew the strength of that woman. Nothing stops her from getting the job done. Emmeline Pear is the strongest woman I know. She is passionate about serving people, committed and hardworking. I sometimes try to figure out how she manages to be successful at being a wife, a mother, a minister, and a parliamentary representative, all at the same time, and still find time to serve in so many other capacities. Adjectives are quite limited in describing her. To me, she is a real superwoman. But what impresses me most about my mother is not her successes or the fact that I see her as a superwoman who loves and cares for people. What impresses me most is that she is a strong Christian woman who puts God first. I believe that is where her strength really comes from. Some weeks ago, when I volunteered to sing a song to introduce my mom today, she said, "You don't have to sing for me. You can just sing something that will motivate young people." I hope this song encourages the young people here to be as strong as my mom. Just stay focused, stay positive, and don't let negative words spoken into your life lead you astray. People talk That's what they do. But they don't understand how me still a push and go through. Yes, they laugh. They call me names. But they just don't get it. How them see me, I hold my head up just the same. When them see me, them just keep on talking. Me not see them, I just keep on walking. I've got my pride. Me not go show my bad side. Some of them see me as a big pushover. Let me feed them and think I'm gonna kill over. Oh no, not I. I will survive. Never let them get you down. Never let them see you frown. Never let them take away your liberty. Live your life and be free. Never let them get you down. Never let them see you frown. Never let them take away your liberty. Live your life and be free. Get you down. No, 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 no. Don't let them get you down. No, 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 no. I got my pride. I got my pride. I'm standing firm. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah.
Yes, they laugh, they call me names, but they just don't get it. Oh, them see me, I hold my head up just the same. When them see me, them just keep on talking. Me not see them, I just keep on walking. I got my pride, me not go show my bad side. Some of them see me as a big pushover. Let me forget and think I'm gonna kill over. Oh no, not I will survive. Never let them get you down. Never let them see you frown. Never let them take away your liberty. Live your life and be free. Never let them get you down. Never let them see you frown. Never let them lead you astray. Starting today, live your life and live it your way.
I can sing. I can sing, but TJ make me try. TJ, I love you so much. And I'm so sorry for all the hours you sat in Parliament, even before you were born. NNP! I say NNP. You there? You know, I sat there and I say, well, by the time they get to me, everybody gone home. I say, by the time it's my turn, you would be gone. But I know you here because you are NNP. I love you so much. I love you so much. I know that. Political leader of the New National Party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. My sisters of St. Andrew, put your hands together. Put your hands together. Listen, I telling you bright and early, get your suits ready because these four ladies, we are going to the House of Parliament after the next general election. Get your suits ready. We are going together. Brothers and sisters, this evening, I want to recognize the other members of the platform who are here to support us tonight. But I want to single out and specially recognize tonight the people of St. Andrew Southeast. The people of St. Andrew Southeast. the people of St. Andrew Southeast. I want to tell you something tonight. In 2013, when you decided to send me to the House of Parliament to do your business, when you elected me to represent you, I did so knowing that this was an important responsibility that you called upon me to perform in your name. Tonight, I want to say to you that we did this together. The last 4.5 years was 4.5 years of us working together in the constituency of St. Andrew Southeast. And that is why I love you so much. Because you did not send me on my own. You went with me every step of the way. The people of St. Andrew Southeast, they are special. And that is why tonight, I stand on this platform without any doubt, with absolutely no doubt in my mind, when I say to you that 2 weeks ago, you would have nominated me as your candidate in the next general election. And tonight I humbly say to you, I accept. I am ready. And together, we are going to do it again. With God on our side, with God on our side, there is absolutely nothing that is going to stop us. We are going to do it again together. Brothers and sisters, I am extremely excited about this campaign that we are launching. As a matter of fact, let me say this. I find it have enough people here to call the thing. I find it have enough people right here for Dr. Mitchell to call the thing tonight. That's not a joke. We serious, like serious can be. We ready? Somebody ready? Troy, are you ready? Lyndon, are you ready? Diane, you ready? Peter, you ready? Leslie, are you ready? Greta, you ready? Lucy and Ralph ready too. Brothers and sisters, we are going to do this together. I'm extremely honored. I am extremely, if you talk too much, if the man planning to do the thing, he go change his mind, you know. So stay quiet. So stay quiet, you just never know. Stay quiet. Brothers and sisters, as we embark on this new journey of this 2017-2018 campaign, I want to remind us tonight to remain focused. I want to remind us to remain focused. I want to remind us that we have been working hard together. But I want to remind us tonight that we must stay focused because there is still a lot more work to be done. Let us not be distracted by the enemy. Brothers and sisters, many families, hundreds of families, have already received housing material. But we must stay focused because there are so many more who have to receive. We must stay focused. We must keep moving. Brothers and sisters, hundreds of families, over 600 families, are currently on the SEED program, receiving monthly allowance from this government. But I say to you tonight, we cannot stop. There is still more to be done for the other families of this constituency, brothers and sisters.
Hundreds of students have received assistance. Hundreds of students have received support for scholarship and tuition and transportation to go to university and to TAMCC. But we can't stop now. There's so many more students who have to receive support from this government. We must keep moving, brothers and sisters. That is why we must testify, Brian. We can't stop now. The thing just starts. Brothers and sisters, the young men of the constituency, we have started to see hope. We have started to see change. And I say to you tonight, we are not going to stop now. The job must continue in St. Andrews Southeast. Brothers and sisters, we have just constructed our children's playground, our very first, because our children in St. Andrews Southeast had to go to Camahan Park. But we are saying, no, we are going to continue the work of providing opportunities for our children in a safe environment right in our constituency. We can't stop now. We are not going to be distracted, brothers and sisters, because we have a lot more work to be done. Brothers and sisters, we have provided jobs for hundreds of persons over the past 4.5 years. But we can't stop now. There are so many persons who are depending on this government to find a job, and we are going to keep moving. We are going to provide more opportunities for the young people, for the seniors of this constituency. We keep moving because we have a job that has to be done. Brothers and sisters, our senior citizens, you've heard it from Sister Corian this evening. We've started a great job supporting and encouraging. If you notice that tonight, she's younger than me. I can't move like she's moving. But I say to us, we're not going to stop now. We must keep moving because many more elderly citizens are depending on us in St. Andrews Southeast. So every week we provide support. We go to their homes. We clean. We bathe. We cook. I see some of the workers right here. Many more elderly citizens are depending on us. How can we forsake them now? We can't. That is why we must keep moving. Brothers and sisters, our schools in the constituency, every school in this constituency of St. Andrews Southeast can say that they have received support from this parliamentary representative. Every school. We have improved the infrastructures. We have improved the quality of teaching and learning environment. And that is why we cannot stop. We must keep moving. Our teachers, our children, they are depending on us. And if you note, I'm not saying on me. They are depending on us. I've never planned that I was going to do this alone. You stood by me all the way. You are still standing by me all the way. And that is why we are going to keep moving, because together we are going to achieve. Frederica, we ain't going no way. Brothers and sisters, we have renovated and improved public toilets within the constituency. We have started to assist individuals to construct private facilities within their home. How can we stop now? We must continue the work we've started. Because so many families need a private facility within their homes. And I'm speaking about bathroom and toilet facilities. We cannot stop now. We must continue the job that we have started. Brothers and sisters, electricity and water connection. We have supported so many families to connect water and electricity to their home. Because I believe that in 2017, Every family should have running water connected to their home. Every family should have electricity connected to their home. But we can't stop because we are not finished. We must continue the job that we've started to ensure that we provide running water and electricity to the homes of persons who don't have. Brothers and sisters, we have done so much together in the areas of sports. You've heard yourself tonight. The support that we've provided to athletes and sportsmen and women from our constituency who have gone on to represent Grenada at the regional and international level. We have them all in our constituency. But we can't stop, brothers and sisters, because we must continue to support our young people to reach their full potential. We can stop with education. We can stop with service to our senior citizens. There's so much more that we still need to do. Brothers and sisters, we have not yet started the lighting and fencing of major fields within our constituency, and we call them not just major, the minor ones. So Hope playing field, Mama Can playing field, we can't stop yet. We have work to continue. But brothers and sisters, tonight I'm not talking from the perspective of somebody who has done nothing and is promising you. I am speaking from the perspective of somebody who has already delivered and is prepared to continue to deliver to the people of St. Andrew Southeast. Brothers and sisters, the fishermen of Soubise and Grenville, we have not yet started the fisherman village. We've identified the funding through a non-governmental organization. Consultation has started. The drawings have been presented. How could we stop now? We can't stop. We must keep moving because we have things to deliver to the people of St. Andrew Southeast. Brothers and sisters, we still have our first daycare center to construct. We can't stop now. We must keep moving. We have work to be done. While we have already built within 4.5 years 2 community centers, I say to you, we're still not stopping now because we have to make sure that those facilities are fully utilized and people find jobs through those 2 community centers that we have built. Brothers and sisters, we have just engaged recently 50 young men. Hope to young men who felt that there has not been hope for them. And these young men, brothers and sisters, are committed that they want to do something for themselves and for their country. We can't stop now. We must continue. Brothers and sisters, when I look through this constituency from Telescope in the north, and I journey down to Croshow in the south, throughout this constituency, every polling division can say that we have delivered to ordinary people within every polling division in this constituency. Brothers and sisters, the opportunities that we've provided, we have to make sure that we continue for the people's sake. Sometime next week, we are going to be meeting specially with a group of young men in Mongfan. And I'm mentioning this particularly for a very special reason. Only on Saturday, I spoke to a young man from Mongfan. Yes, Frederica. I want to specially recognize and salute Henson from Mongfan tonight. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. What we do in St. Andrew Southeast is not my ideas. It's not what I would like to see, but it comes from the bowels of the people of St. Andrew Southeast. And that is why we go from PD to PD, asking the people, what is it that is a priority for you for the development of your communities? And Saturday, in conversation with Henson, and I know he won't mind, Henson said to me, Ms. Spear, it grieved my heart when I sit down and I count the number of young men in my community who made it through secondary school. And he said, Ms. Spear, we must do something. Henson has been given the mandate. And I said to him, you take the lead. I'm walking by your side because we are going to do something about the young men in secondary school in Mount Fan. Brothers and sisters, together we aspire. Together we achieve. And that is why I feel so proud tonight of that young man, because he didn't come to me talking about himself and his needs. He was concerned about the needs of the younger guys who are coming up after him. Tonight, I take my hat off and I salute this young man. As I said to him, he touched my heart on Saturday. But as I leave you tonight, brothers and sisters, except you saying you don't want to hear the Prime Minister, and I know that you want to hear him, yes. As I leave you tonight, I want to say to you, I said as I leave you tonight. And what I mean by that, Justin, behave yourself. I mean, as I finish my presentation tonight, I ain't leaving you at all. I'm not going anywhere. I'm standing by you because you're standing by me. One love. I love you so much. I love the people of St. Andrew Southeast. God bless you. God bless Grenada. God bless NNP. Good night.
People talk. That's what they do.
Are you ready?
Getting Grenada ready for the next level. It is the renewal of hope with the People's Vanguard, the new national party. And this Sunday, January 7th, the 2018 campaign kicks off at the Bellevue Playing Field in St. David. Come and join the people of St. David in lifting up the candidacy of Oliver Joseph. And also a special appearance by international gospel singer Bridget Blutcher. Yes, Bridget Blutcher comes to St. David with her powerful, positive message. Also major addresses by Emmeline Pear, Peter David, and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, plus the man of the moment, Oliver Joseph. It's a special candidate launch and a special concert from 5 p.m. on Sunday, January 7th at Bellevue St. David. The new national party says we can't sit down because the journey to prosperity and empowerment continues.
Grenada! Can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.